Happy birthday, everybody. Happy New Year. Happy Ostra. Happy solstice. Good morning all around the world here on the Big Blue Marble. And I hope your day found you smiling, each and every one of you. Unless you were a dick. Good morning, good afternoon, salutations, greetings, good evening. Right on. How are you, Skylar? You should. And you should play this. Now this is my version, so no one's ever seen this before. But I highly recommend Toxale's mod. What I'm playing isn't for download, but Tox's mod is. And you should play Viking Conquest, but I suggest playing it with balance mod for sure. Play it with balance mod. And if you like graphic candy, try out Toxale's Shield Wall song. It's a really great mod for Viking Conquest. And vanilla Viking Conquest is great too. I like vanilla Viking Conquest, but you'll find it a much better game with balance mod, and you'll find it a much better game with Toxale's mod. Hey Dragon Slayer, how are you? What do you mean, what's up? It says I'm playing Viking Conquest and it's dark in here. I like Warsword Conquest. I just started a new playthrough. Dragon Slayer, how are you? What's happening? Awesome. It's freezing and I'm sick. My legs hurt. And I'm doing pretty good. Awesome. 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 I love all the Warband mods. Warband mods keep me busy for years. In Dragon Slayer, we are going to get back to playing a World of Ice and Fire, I promise. Yeah. -5 Celsius or Fahrenheit. I'm not really sure where you are. And Dragon Slayer, how are you? And Skylar, how are you? There you are. Good afternoon, good evening. You doing good? You haven't caught your streams, you forgot to find notifications. Right on. UFC, right? Rock and roll. Right on. UFC. UFC's good. I miss hitting people larger than me with blunt objects from horseback. Love the mods. Oh. Apologies. Awesome. There's so much to do with Tale Worlds and Warband. I love Viking Conquest though. Viking Conquest, I would have to say, is probably my flagship game for this Twitch channel. And so, what we're looking at tonight is my own compilation of vanilla Viking Conquest with balance mod 13, okay? Community made trees, community made shields and banners, shields, banners, trees. The font that you'll see in the game is a font that Toxale made for me for my birthday, and I believe that's in his new mod now. So I've added trees, the shield mod, there's a shield mod that has banners, shield and banners, trees, a font. All the music is completely redone by me, and this is what I've been working on for a couple of days. Place names have been replaced to represent historically accurate place names. And so I've added places that are historically significant to my own ancestry. I've changed the names of characters, and so we will see companions with their accurate real names, because some of these companions are based on real people. For example, Helgi. From his backstory, I personally know that he's Prince Helgi from Sweden because I know his story. Solveig. Solveig was more often a man's name. So Solveig is now Lagertha of Sealand, the real Lagertha. And when you see a D or a TH in the Old Norse language, it's pronounced with a tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, and you try to pronounce a D and a TH at the same time. It's a little tricky. Lutefisk. And a special shout out to my subscribers. You're in tonight's game. So I mixed all the music. I made new menus. I made new UI. Oh, I modified quite a bit of the troop tree so far. Pardon me. I noticed that Vorz, I have something to show you. I noticed that the Celtic, and these people, first of all, I want you guys to know something. People on the British Isles, people in Ireland, people in Scotland, they're not Celtic. They never were. We know this through genetic testing. 2% of the gene pool in the British Islands is Celtic. And that's from the tin trade in the 7th century from the European continent. The majority of the genetics in the British Isles is actually Norse. My people were busy, especially when we went to Ireland. And so, Warlord Edition, I've replaced the menus, the UIs, I've replaced quite a bit of things. I've already replaced all of the ground textures. I've already modified half the textures in the game. And so you guys will be looking at the very first, now this is a mod that I started working on about 4 years ago. Okay, and as you guys know, when I first made this mod for Viking Conquest, I made the mod with Toxale's Armor Mod version 5, and I made the mod with Balance Mod version 12, while now we're way past Armor Mod version 9, and we're already at Balance Mod 13. So as you guys know, when you play a warband game, and there's an update when you go from version 12 to version 13 in a mod, and you go from version 5 to version 9 in another mod, save games aren't going to work. And if anybody was lurking last night and happened to tune into me showing a little bit of this last night, there was some strange dialogue anomalies, okay? And that was because I forgot to add one freaking number. The characters were talking all kinds of gibberish. And so I fixed that. And so I did a lot of updates today. I changed a lot of place names. I changed names of characters. And if you guys wish, I will tell you about the history of who these people were. Okay, and Toxale, if you're watching, I will be glad to share my troops file of the names of these historical characters, like Rorik of Dorstad, Egil Horikson, Floki, we have the real Floki in the game. We have the real Lagertha in the game. I was thinking about putting Rollo in the game, but Rollo was only 5 years old and he never met Ragnar Lothbrok. They weren't even from the same country. There's still a few other changes that I'd like to make where, for example, Ronvald, Jarl Ronvald should be the Jarl of Rogaland, not Kettle Flatneff. Kettle Flatneff should be up in the Hebrides in Nordrear. and he should be a chief up there on the island of Stornavegar, which is not the Isle of Bjarnaroy. In the Viking Conquest game, you'll see an island in the Hebrides. These days, the island up in the Hebrides is called Lewis. And if you're from Scotland, or you've ever been to the Isle of Skye, or you've ever hiked the Highland Trail, okay, then you know Lewis, you know the island. Okay, well, 1,000 years ago, that was a settlement called Stornavegar, not Bjarnaroy. And Britain Walda team, I know you guys watch my videos. Britain Walda team, thanks for your comments. I'm curious how the Britain Walda team even knew about Bjarnaroy, because Bjarnaroy is a very insignificant island that no one's ever heard of, unless you're someone like me. Because 1,000 years ago, that was a historically significant religious area. But it never was really significant. There was never any really a large settlement there or anything. Bjarnaroy Island 1,000 years ago was a place where my ancestors would go to sacrifice people to Odin. That's about all that was there. There was a small fishing village there. I'm surprised that people even know about it. I know about it because I've been studying my ancestry my whole life. And I'm from freaking Norway, Illinois. And so anyway, it's always, I've always found it interesting that they even knew about Bjarnaroy. Even today, Bjarnaroy is probably smaller than Gettysburg. And I'll get caught up, but I wanted to share with you guys. Rollo was Ronvald's younger brother. Sigurd the Mighty, Sigurd Enrique, Sigurd Eysteinsson. Sigurd and Ronvald Eysteinsson were the sons of Eystein Glumra. And Eystein Glumra was the Jarl of Rogaland, way up in northern Norway. And my family fought under his banner. And so my family fought for the Eysteinsons, and they helped King Harold get to the throne during the unification period in Norway, with the deciding battle being the Battle of Stornaveg, or the Battle of Hafrsfjord. These days it's Stavanger. And the town where I'm from was originally called Stavanger 200 years ago, but eventually we changed it to Norway. But Rollo was so, and Rollo's real name was Rolf. His real name was actually Rolf. So in the television show, they have it completely backwards. He wasn't baptized and got the name Rolf. As a matter of fact, Rollo was freaking 5 years old when Ragnar Lothbrok died. They never met, they never knew each other, they weren't related, they weren't even from the same country. So Michael Hirsch put the crack pipe down and stopped writing gibberish history. I thought it was funny as Entertainment Magazine called Michael Hirsch a historian. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me, right? I was lucky. I had a grandma that schooled me quite well, even when she told me two things. The most important thing that I will teach you, grandson, is that the best place in the shield wall is behind the enemy shield wall. And the picked people, what happened to the picked people? We ate them. Grandma, why aren't you going to church with Grandpa? Because I go to a different church. Hey you guys, I'm so sorry I was talking. Vors, good to see you. Someday, Skylar, I will have a database where you guys can download all of my files and all of my mods so that you can play Warlord Edition before I'm dead. So when I'm dead, you guys can download my shit. I don't use Steam. I buy games directly from the company. I buy discs from the company, so I don't have like Steam Workshop or anything like that. But if you're on my Discord, yes, I will eventually have links up, probably to my Google Drive where you guys can download stuff directly. And so thank you for asking, and I hope you like what you see. Dragon Slayer, good to see ya. Vors, good to see ya. Hey dude, thanks for chilling, man. It was fun watching you play freaking Bannerlord. It looked awesome, it looked juicy. Your fucking hero was bitchin'. Your hero was kick-ass. I loved your hero. Vors was playing Bannerlord. And Skylar, good to see you. I love your name. Dragon Slayer, it's always a pleasure seeing you. And I think about you often because, one, you look like my neighbor's kid. And if you are my neighbor's kid, I got a job for you. But I am going to play, we're going to be firing up A World of Ice and Fire again and get back to our Wildling playthrough. We're waiting for the freaking White Walkers to freaking go ape shit. Warlord Anthology, you have no idea. Dirty D's Greatest Inventions in the History of Civilization, number 17. The Back Scratcher. Yeah, dude, I enjoyed the shit out of your, I enjoyed the heck out of your freaking character creation. Your character was fucking awesome. I was like, are you shitting me? You can make fun of that guy all day long if you want, but he's gonna fight like a ninja and he's gonna get all the girls. I love it. I love the underdog, man. Dude, you were kicking ass in that tournament. That was cool. And thank you for joining me, all of you. There you are. I love that. That's my favorite game. You got game. I know you got game. Skylar, good to see you. I remember you, Skylar. I remember your name. Awesome. No game. Come on, you guys. Show me some games. I sit here all day. I sit here all day counting my armpit hairs, waiting for the day that I can braid them to my nose hairs, and that will be proof that the gods exist. Oh, dude. Oh, you're in Florida. How's the weather down there? What's the temperature down there? Because boy, it's freezing, freaking freezing here today. My legs really hurt. I was up on my feet today, and I'm paying for it. I appreciate it, Dragon Slayer. You're the spitting image of my neighbor's kid, though. And she's a nice young girl. The lizards have reemerged, no kidding. It's freaking, it was sleeting today. We had the little sleet and shit, cold as fuck. Tucker's jumping outside anyway, he don't give a shit. He's running all over the house. And you guys, thanks so much for the kind company, and thank you so much for joining me to have a look at what I'm working on all over again. With Balance Mod version 13, I've done, like I said, Toxale sent me a shield mod with banners, and he sent me trees, and I did a special little mod just for my subscribers, so I'm glad you subscribers are tuning in. It's gonna give your nipples hard, I swear. Baron Von Boner all over again. I said that shit out loud, didn't I? I'll try to keep the Tourette's to a minimum. Rock and roll, you guys. Thanks for joining me. Did you guys puff today? You did, didn't you? You bunch of stoners. Hey, you guys. Thank you for the kind vibes. I'm feeling better already. Look at that. He's only 42. Dude, that's the magic number. Dude, he's got the best haircut in the fucking game. I play some Bannerlord. I just can't stream it. There's certain engines that give my PC issues. Valheim is one of them. Wreckfest, sorta. Bannerlord gives I get frame rates when I stream. I can play anything I want when I'm not streaming. I can play anything. But streaming, in some games they fly. Here's the other thing about my mod, this version that I'm working on, okay? If you have a old i7 like I do, I got 16 gigs of RAM, I got a 4 gig NVIDIA, and I've got an old i7. That's what I'm running with, all right? I'm an A+ certified hardware technician. I got my certification 20 years ago. I've been building computers for 30 years. I've been playing games for 43 freaking years. Holy shit, man. I still never beat Pac-Man. But what was I getting at? Sorry guys, I got cognitive dysfunction. If you have a PC, anybody out there with the Commodore 64 or a Texas Instruments or an old Tandy 2000, you can play my mod. Because this mod's going to be very optimized. It's going to run very quick. It's going to run very fast. Okay, there's not going to be any 4K graphics in this, but the graphics are going to look good. Okay, I got my freaking graphics certification at Lebanon Tech, and then I went to work for Harrisburg Patriot News. So I love the graphics. I work on graphics. I'm not a programmer. I'm not a coder. I haven't written code and programs and shit like that in decades. But I'm an artist. I'm a texture artist. I've been working textures for 30 years. And so this will run very, very fast for everybody once I'm done with the basic foundation. It will run very quickly. You won't have any lag. You won't have any frame rate issues. You're not going to have no bullshit like that. The shit's going to run. It's going to run quick. And you can have some big badass 700. I have 1,000 men battles. So this will run really quick. And so give me a little time and I'll zip this shit up and give it to you guys. We got Greenlanders. Thank you, Vors. Thank you, Vors. That's very nice of you. Hey, Vors, I was going to ask you, is your friend, Dragon Slayer is awesome. Thank you for those gifts, dude. I appreciate it. And I know they appreciate it. And Dragon Slayer's here all the time, and Skylar's been here enough. I remember Skylar's name. Thank you guys for kicking it with me. You guys see me sitting on my porch drinking some lemonade. Thanks for stopping by to say hello on your way home. So this is going to run very quickly. It's going to run very fast. And oftentimes I put my subscribers in my games. And so I hope you guys enjoy what you see. Dragon Slayer, what you going to school for? This glass, it's like an old Budweiser bottle. It's like that brown old beer glass. Yeah. I get this from my Indian friend up the road, B2. He's from India. He's awesome. Nicest guy you'd ever meet. Oh, right. Rock and roll. Listen, official Shield Wall, candy of the day, rock and roll. Have you guys tried the blue raspberry? Have you guys... It's Ragnar Lothbrok approved. Dude, I don't need a top-of-the-line gaming PC. I need $600, or I need someone to sign a dotted line in exchange for my PayPal card from my patrons. Do you guys want to know how hardcore... Do you want to know how hardcore fucking pagan I am? I've never used a credit card. I've never owned a credit card. My company did, and my wife did. Boy, she sure owns some credit cards. All right, already be just as in debt as the rest of you. I think I've written a check 3 times in my life. But I love debit. I love debit. There's no usury involved. The blue raspberry lemonade ones, have you tried those? Because I haven't had them. And thank you, Vors. I appreciate it very much. Thanks you for the support. I work hard on what I do. I work hard on what I do here. Watching retro, G-rated, fully clothed Italian softcore romance films. Yeah. Rock and roll, you guys. Hey, that's what I was going to ask you, Vors. Is your friend that you were chilling with, you guys were playing, John1337? There's a gentleman who followed me named John1337, but it doesn't look like they stream yet, but your friend said that he's going to start streaming. I'd love to any friend of yours. I'd love to support him if they're a pal. I was wondering if that was a friend of yours, because I don't usually follow people if they don't stream. But if you guys stream, I want to hang out with you. Let me know you're streaming. Dragon Slayer, Skylar. No, okay, because you were hanging with some pals, and I know there was a couple of them that they were starting to stream and stuff. But John 1337, thank you for the follow and welcome to the Shield Wall. Awesome. You guys want to see this goofy shit? You do, don't you? Yeah, you do. Where are we going? Where the hell are we going? Are you guys fans of Christopher Lambert, the original freaking Highlander? There can be only one. I want one of those freaking horns. Are you shitting me? I got to get one of those freaking horns, man. I'm gonna get one of those freaking horns. You see the mustaches, just like I told ya. I have never seen this film. I found this film today. This film was made about 20 years ago, and it's called Druids with Christopher Lambert. And I love Christopher Lambert. I think Christopher Lambert's awesome. Christopher Lambert is the original effing Highlander, man. You were busy. You were busy. You were busy watching National Geographic nudity on live stream, and you didn't even know we could see it. I'm just kidding. And how's Mrs. Vors today? I got a treat for you, Vors. I'm glad you're here. Look at this. Holy shit, I can't wait to see this film. You guys want to watch this film with me? I'll play this film. Look at this shit. Look at this. Live action warband. Are you kidding me? Look at their goofy ass helmets, the really bad animations, the terrible textures. Oh, no kidding, your wife's a gamer, that's awesome. My wife was not a gamer, but my wife has made things that you guys see every day. For example, if you guys ever use USPS.com, United States Postal Service, my ex-wife designed that. I'm not married, I'm single. The blue eagle you guys see on the postal vans, my ex-wife designed that. 20 years ago, when the US Postal Service first put a website online. But you don't play video games. She always despised me playing video games. She hated my video games. She started a club called Red Baron 3D Widows. Yeah. High five, Mrs. Vors. Rock and roll, man. This looks cool. Druids, I've never seen it. I'm gonna have to get the freaking t-shirt. Yeah, my uncle used to do that shit to me. He did. Awesome. Once upon a time in a land called Britain. Where are we? Right there in the center of the photo. This was a multiple sclerosis charity hike that I was going to do. The mountains that we are looking at are called the Old Man of Storr, and they're on the Isle of Skye. And you know, only about, I think 4,000 people live on the Isle of Skye. It was one of my retirement choices. I was planning on retiring here before I ended up in a wheelchair, using a wheelchair. I use a wheelchair about 90% of the time, unless I'm just sitting here on my ass, right? This is the Old Man of Storr. It's one of the most famous ancient places in the world. And now if you look at the center of the screen, very small, you can see the trail going up to the Old Man of Storr on the Isle of Skye. And I wanted to do a charity hike because that's what I used to do before I became disabled. I became disabled and talking slow and forgetting how old I am and falling down in 2018 is when I started to become disabled. I became officially disabled in fully disabled in 2018. And so this was one of the things on my bucket list on my MS hikes. If you guys have ever heard of MS hikes, I invented that. If you guys have ever heard of my MS moments, I invented that several years ago. The MS Society picked up on the idea and they ran with it. But before I was stuck inside, and then COVID-19, of course, effed everything up for everybody, especially the young people in school. But the Old Man of Storr, this was going to be one of my charity hikes that I wanted to do for the MS Society. And so I challenge any of you watching on any of my YouTube channels, my history channels, my gaming channel, or here on Twitch, I challenge any of you to do that charity hike for the MS Society. Hike number 2 for the MS Society is the East Coast Trail of Newfoundland. You go south to north. Where do you end up? The UNESCO World Heritage Viking Settlement for a Viking reenactment. They got a B&B there and everything. Holy shit. Hike number 3, the greatest hike in the world. The Milford Track in New Zealand, right through Hobbitland, right? Hike number 4. These are the hikes that I was going to do before I became disabled. The King's Trail, the Kungsladen, through Norway, through, I don't say Lapland because my daughter says that that's bad. They don't like that they don't like to be called that. The Sami people are the oldest ancient culture that has lived in the Arctic Circle before any other people. the people, the Sami people, the reindeer herders, my ancestors. My daughter knows a lot about them, a lot more than I do. But she told me they don't like to be called Laplanders. But the Kungsleden, you start up in Abisko, right? Up in Sami land, and you hike all the way down through Sweden and Norway, and it's about 500 miles. Amazing. Amazing. I'll play these hikes for you guys sometime. I challenge you guys. I challenge everyone watching far and wide, now or later, to turn your events and your hobbies into charitable events and hobbies to help people less fortunate than ourselves. And what a wonderful place, what a wonderful world it would be. So much to say in so little time, my friends. Thanks for letting me share what was on my mind. Holy cow. It says ad break is over. My community is back. This isn't a community. I have a degree in ecology and agronomy. This doesn't have anything to do with dirt and seeds. Community. Good morning. What did I miss? I'll have to check his name because I think he changed it. That's a great picture. What's his name? I'll check out both your streams. That's awesome. My partner is getting into streaming, but he plays Valorant. If you guys are into that, my friend plays Valorant. I've seen that. I can't play games like that anymore because of MS. Valorant is one of those games that I've seen it and I'm like, whoa. Awesome. League of Legends. Awesome. You don't have to apologize. Just send me some of those freaking blue raspberry lemonade, you guys. Thanks for the kind company. Shooky, you're just in time. Shooky, I knew you were lurking, Shooky. I could smell the weed. Shooky, I had a surprise for you. And Vors, I have a surprise for you. What are you doing, Shooky? You want the whole freaking crazy experience, man? And this bowl is in your honor, Your Honor. Welcome to Warlord Edition Viking Conquest. And this is something I started working on a long time ago. And of course, I've had to start all over again because of updates with Balance Mod and other things. And so we're starting all over from scratch. And why do you guys see me start so many new playthroughs recently? And it's usually because of updates. You guys know that when you get a game update, your save files may not be compatible with the new update, and oftentimes we have to start a new game. Somebody from ancient China can't read modern Chinese and vice versa. And so that's why I have to start. If I make some changes, what we're going to do right now is we are going to start a new game. Why do I have to start a new game? Warlord, you just started a new game yesterday. And that's because today when I was hanging out with Mr. Inja, puffing some weed and watching them in the freaking dungeon crawling, holy shit, it was so cool. They were fighting wizards and warlocks and shit. And Ichigo, he was playing a medieval game too, Dragon's Dogma or something like that. I hope you guys like the art. Hope you guys like what you see. Awesome. You guys are the first people to ever see this, unless you guys were lurking last night. Nobody in the world's seen this yet. And so stay tuned. Where were we, Warlord? And you guys, thanks for, look at how nice this is. I don't have to minimize the keyboard. I can just turn my volume up. How about that? Fuck-a-doody-do. And so all the music is mine. I redid all the menus. Taksale made that font for me for my birthday a couple of years ago. All the textures are mostly vanilla, and I've started reworking a lot of textures. There's textures in here that Taksale gave me from shields. They're community mods. Shields, banners, trees are community mods. This font, Taksale made that. Everything else I'm doing. You'll see a lot of stuff in here from vanilla Viking Conquest. Taksale's armor mod is not in this mod. So I'm not using Taksale's armor mod version 5 in my mod or version 9. If you guys want to play that stuff, play Shieldwall song, ! Viking. Will take you to Taksale's mod. And if you guys didn't know, if you guys haven't been on my Twitch channel for the last 3 years, Viking Conquest, I've always considered more or less a flagship game for my Twitch channel. I love Viking Conquest. It's the game I always wanted. It is. It really is. This time period, these people, as goofy as it is, for me, I'm kind of like, you know, a kid. I waited for this. I even modded Britain Walda so that it would be more like 870, you know, 900 AD and shit. Never worked out until this came out. And so you can see right here in the center of the screen to the bottom, it says Hooded Horse. This is Balance Mod 13, which is all text and balancing and code additions. Two of the things that I added to this, two of the scripts that I added to this is that when you build a hideout or a base, you build a long fort, okay? You build your own hideout. You can engage your hideout captain and you can hire one farmer for 50 coin. What else? There was two things I changed that I always change. You can recruit from your long fort captain. And there was another thing that I changed as well. Oh, when you attack the bandit camps, right? You get the quest to get rid of the bandit camp. In my mod, you no longer roll in there with like 5 of your companions. You take 50 of your soldiers. Right? Come on, guys. Bullshit. You think I'm going to come up to a campfire and say, hey, you 5 guys, let's go down there and take on these 50 raiders? No, bullshit. I'm taking my whole army down there. And so I added that in. Okay, so I added that script in where you take, I think I made it 33. You take 33 soldiers with you to attack the bandit forts. And you can recruit farmers, which will turn into, and I modified all the troop trees. If you recruit a farmer from your ship, your long fort captain, he will level up to a watchman, and then either a spearman or a archer. So you have your choice now. And so when you recruit that farmer from your hideout captain, you can level him up not just to a spearman or a veteran. You can also upgrade it to an archer, Finnish archer, Frisian archer. I added that stuff in. The Varangians and the Rus horses, I got rid of that stupid shit. There's no Rus freaking horses rolling around the British Isles. And there's no goddamn Varangians. I know it's a nice fantasy and all that jazz, but that's Sweden, Russia, Estonia. And so I changed those Varangians to, I think, Orkney are Vikings. And so this time period is so rich with the wealth of history from the Shetlands, the Orkneys, Alba, Scotland, East Anglia, Mercia, Wessex, Dumnonia, the Irish Sea, Connacht, the Wee Neal. Okay, we ain't thinking about the Varangians. Varangians ain't got nothing to do with 870 AD, so I got rid of them. The Axruckers, whatever that is, okay, I got rid of those guys. So now we have Greenlander Vikings, and we have Orkneyar Vikings, we have Shetland ponies, we have Icelandic amblers, we have Frankish quarter horses, we have Northumbrian, we have Irish mares, and Northumbrian stallions, I think I put in here. So those are some of the things that I'm changing that's coming to mind. All the ground textures I've replaced with my own textures that I've made from scratch. Characters, as you will see, all of the companions are customized. So now we have Malbric Tusk. We have Malbric Tusk. He was a fucking warlord up in Scotland, and he was Sigurd the Mighty's nemesis. So now you can have him as one of your companions. You can have Lagertha as your companion, Floki as your companion. King Horik's son, Egil, really was King Horik's son, just like in the TV show. That's real. Horik was real. His son was real. But Egil's a pretty good guy in the game. I like him. Dagfinnir Gunderson. Dagfinnir Gunderson Asbjorn are Leiknir. Okay, Old Norse for medic, doctor, medic, doctor, nurse is Leiknir. Leiknir, medic. It's Old Norse. Asbjorn, he is now Dagfinnur Gunderson, who was a Dane whose parents brought him to East Anglia, and he converted to Christianity. He later became a priest, so he's our healer. Leiknir. Who else? Prince Helgi. Helgi is a real person. I read his backstory, and I first played this years ago. Like, what, 5, 6, 7 years ago this came out? And I was like, oh, that's Prince Helgi from Sweden. That's cool. Who else? And then Floki. You got to have Floki in the game. And, of course, we all know Artemenner is Agathinos. Artemenner, Agathinos, our engineer. He's a natural Floki. And Artemenner, Agathinos, his age in this game is about the age that Floki would be at this time. And Floki did not discover Iceland. When Floki arrived in Iceland, and Floki really did go to Iceland, in the TV show Floki Goes to Iceland, but when Floki went to Iceland, he was greeted with a big keg of ale and probably a pig roast and like thousands of people. So there was settlements that had been there for actually 100 years that had been settled. Vik, the men of Vik. Vik. That's where Viking comes from. At this time, that word did not exist. That's a more modern term. But that's where that term came from. When King Harald became king, he ran the Vikings out of Norway. That's one of the reasons he wanted to unify Norway. And so Wikipedia, I wipe my ass with you when you call King Harald Fairhair a Viking chieftain. He was the biggest Viking hunter in history. That's history. That's why he unified the damn country in the first place, is to run the Vikings out of there. Like Kettle Flatnose would not be in Rogaland, and this should not be in Rogaland in this game, because he left Norway. He went to the Hebrides. And so Ronvald took back Rogaland. But in any event, we'll make those changes. And one of the things that I change in my mod is that at this time, King Harald is already married to Gyda, Eric's daughter. Okay, Princess Gyda. He should already be married to her, because it's just, for me, it's totally weird. It's like reading the history of your country, but you're playing a game, and the princess who should be the first queen of the country where your people came from, anybody in the game could marry her. To me, that's like, I don't know, that's like blasphemy. I'm kind of like, you can't marry Princess Gyda. She's the first queen of Norway. She's supposed to marry King Harald. You know what I mean? It's just kind of weird, like going into Burger King and you see Ronald McDonald. You know what I mean? So thanks for letting me share, guys. Let me smoke some more weed. I'll talk to you all night. I don't really play games. I just talk about them. I swear. And you guys, thanks for the kind company. And so check him out, what he's wearing. We have similar uniforms. I'm going to jump into this game really quick that I started last night. And Kadak Mab Kador, Kadak, son of Kador, was a real person. And Kador was one of the kings of Dumnonia. This was not called, what is it, Cornubia? That's some Roman shit, okay? At this time, this place was still called Dumnonia. This Cornwall, southwestern England, was called Dumnonia for hundreds of years. Where you guys get this Cornubia shit from? You got the internet. It's like a giant library with no card catalog. You guys want to do real research. If you want to do real research, you're interested in this time period, you're interested in this history, take a look at the archives some Saturday morning, sipping your coffee at Trinity College online in Dublin, Ireland. It's probably got one of the biggest, best archives. You can look at maps that are 1,000 years old that people like me went to college to reproduce. So who do those institutes get to do? Because when you go to a museum, 9 times out of 10, when you're looking at a map or you're looking at a book or you're looking at a manuscript, it's not real. It's a reproduction. And when I went to the Art Institute of Chicago, you guys saw Ferris Bueller dancing in front of the paintings. That's where I went to school. They get departments from the Art Institute to create that shit. But if you want to see that shit, okay, I'm proud of what I accomplished. I got myself into so much student loan debt, you guys have no idea. You guys want to see that stuff. You want to read the real deal, man. One of the best places to look is Trinity College in Dublin. Look through their archives, maps. You get all your information for modding this stuff historically, realistically. But let's take a look. Shuki and Vors. Look at that. Holy shit, Warlord. Egil Skryla-Grimson. He wasn't even fucking born for another million years. Can you believe this? Look at this. We got Shuki land. You see this? Shuki land. Now that is history, folks. Okay? We're going to raid all the cannabis fields down here in Shuki land. And I hear they got really good tea. They do. Skylar, you got back with some... Oh, dude, what you having for Subway? You're off to watch Hell's Kitchen? Right on. Hell's Kitchen is fun. Dude, Skylar, thanks so much for saying hey and being friendly, and enjoy your food, dude. Don't be a stranger, and I hope I see you streaming. Can you believe this? And then there's these cats over here. Yep. In the land of Vors. Yep. In the land of Vors, you can sell wine for a lot. You can sell a lot of wine in the land of Vors. For all you fuckers out there who say Warlord doesn't really mod, blow me. Oh, we got Scruffy Bastard. Scruffy, thanks for all those bits. And of course, Toxale, thanks for all your mod work on Viking Conquest. Thanks for the font. Awesome. I love that font. Toxale made that font for me for my birthday a couple years ago. And Toxale made these trees, I believe. I threw these trees in here. Toxale sent me these trees a couple of years ago. And so you just drop them in there, you got much nicer trees. And now I already fucked with all the foliage. Hopefully I made it more contrasting and nicer. And so it looks, I know it's faster. Look at my shit, boy. 60 FPS, holy shit. OBS can't even keep up. Has anybody seen our pale Freeside? I bet she's eating White Castle with this kid. Yep, we're over in Freeside land. We went to the land of Vors. Semantic's with us tonight in Dumnonia. Awesome. And I was kicking it with Mr. Inja today. Mr. Inja was doing his freaking badass dungeon crawling. And Nerds, I know you lurking. My MS teammate. And Nerds is an MS streamer. Nerds is a streaming friend who is also a member of Team MS. And we are the official stream team of the official National Multiple Sclerosis Official Society. Officially. And it is our mission to teach the world about multiple sclerosis. And Ellendeer is the best archer in Mount and Blade Warband history. Ellie, we miss you. I hope you're well. Ellie's been my moderator for 3 years. I probably played at least 1,000 hours of multiplayer in Lord of the Rings with Ellie. Miss you, Ellie. Ellie's a good dude. He always supports this channel. And then there's the Gaming Brits. Brit is bona fide crazy. Bona fide, because he's been subscribing to my channel for almost 600 days. He is bona fide. I owe him a freaking quiche, a bacon quiche. And Brit actually is in Wales right now. And he's probably playing Lord of the Rings something or other. And then my other MS buddy, that idiot, Toxale's Law. And so Toxale asked me, oh, dude, I could really go for some sake, man. Boy, sake warms you right up. Sake is so good. So I got drunk off my ass in Santa Barbara. You guys want to hear a good stoner story from Christmas and New Year's 1988 in California? I had an Amtrak pass. I could go anywhere in the country for free. Boy, we got drunk on sake, man. I was so stoned we didn't even finish eating our food. Lagan, I haven't. Nobody's got Lagan yet. Somebody's going to have Lagan. Who's going to be Lagan? Semantic. Who else we got? And of course, we got Scruffy. And Scruffy, a couple months ago, not long ago, Scruffy bit gifted me like $40, and I put it to good use. Believe me, it helped pay for my medications. Mr. Anselmo, thanks for kicking it all the time. You guys all play really cool games. And of course, my daughter has to be right here in the homeland, right? I didn't, yeah, Fjellvik. You guys will see changes. And so what you'll see is you won't see Fjellvik anymore. You'll see Telemark. Because Telemark, and it was spelled TH, Telemark, back in the day, was a much more historically significant area here with King Gandalf, Hadahard, Thor Haklang, Hroldrig. A lot of freaking stories come from this area. Fjellvik, never heard of it. Telemark, lots of history going on right here. And of course, Tunsberg, and my last name is Tungate, and it comes from, and then it evolved into Tunsgate, Towngate, Tungate, comes from Tunsberg, right? And so my people are from up here in Tungatagalvi here, and they put Fjellby here, but I have a picture of this place. But in any event, we're going to start a new game, and when we start the new game, then you'll see the changes. That's why I have to start a new game, because I've changed all of the factions, colors, and another MS teammate member, Alpha. Alpha, thanks for supporting the channel. The feeling's mutual. And now Taksali, what started this whole thing? As I told these guys, there is no such place as Lathland. It never existed. That's fantasy. It's Disneyland. Lathland was never a kingdom. If you read that horse shit online, it's horse shit. And the person who wrote it doesn't know their ass from a hole in the ground. There was no such thing as Lathland. Lathland is what these Pictish people and these Scoti and Norse Gael and Gael tribes thought that the Norsemen and the Danes came from, this mystical, magical land over here in Norway and Sweden was a mystery of mists and dragon ships coming out of the mists. And the Scoti and the Gaels, okay, and the Irish and the Picts, they called that Lathland. It was fantasy, it's fiction, it's Disneyland, it's not real. It never was. That's some bullshit you read on the internet. And so Taksale asked me, he said, well, then what would it be called? And of course, I always get caught off guard. And of course, my memory will snap, and I should have just immediately told him Nordrear, because that's what it was called. Okay, Nordrear. And so I made another file where this will say Nordrear, and I corrected some of the place names. Here, for example, it will not say Mead, it will say Sudrear, because this was Sudrear. This was the Kingdom of the Southern Isles. Sudrear, Kingdom of the Southern Isles. Nordrear, Kingdom of the Northern Isles. Bjarnaroy was a tiny little island way the fuck up here by Iceland. It's off this map. Okay? What was here was a settlement, and of course I looked at maps on a Saturday morning with a cup of coffee in the archives in Trinity College in Dublin. And this place at this time was called Stjornavegar. And there was a lot of sacrifice here. And I was so bummed out when I went here on the solstice in our game, in our live stream, and my sacrificial place was freaking abandoned. Holy shit. We didn't get to sacrifice any prisoners. Right on. So Stjornavegar. And we have the Isle of Skye. I can rent a black house here. You guys look that up. If you don't know what a black house is, I want you to look up what a black house is in Scotland. And then you go, oh, I know what a black house is. But you can get a black house here, okay, and the Isle of Skye for about $800 a month. The problem is getting a gallon of milk. You need a goat. So there's there's less people that live on this island than in the town of Gettysburg. It has 6,000 people, but it's a beautiful place. It's a beautiful place, and the weather agrees with people who have multiple sclerosis. It's nice and cold. Rock and roll. And so you guys, thanks for looking, and thanks for being a part of my world, Mr. Inja. Couple of nerds, Dat Idiot, Game and Brit, Ellen Deer. Who else do we have? I had Ichigo in here. And Lord Vors, thank you so much for the support and the generosity. Yozo, where are you? Yozo lives on the other side of the world, and he's one of my moderators. And Yozo looks like King Leonidas from Sparta, the 300. Yozo lives way over on the other side of the world, way up in the mountains, man. And he's a good young man. Sends me pictures of him gardening. Awesome. And so, my friends, Cat Up Map Cador. And so you see, I don't have any reworked 3D models on the figures. Now, if you play Toxale's mod, if you play Shield Wall Song, or you play Toxale's, in the links there, you play Toxale's Armor Mod version 3, 5, or 9, the models are much better. Toxale reworked all the models, and they really look like real human beings. They don't look like puffed up X-Men. They don't look like Wolverine, you know? And so we are fighting for Domnonia. I love Domnonia, love Cornwall. I'd love to go to Cornwall. I was so bummed out to find out that Lyonesse wasn't a real place. Fantasy, fiction, right? And we're so buttered over our whole lives. We're frosted with thinking that this shit's real. Lyonesse, maybe it was an island somewhere at one time where Tristan and Isolde came from. And poor King Mark was, you know, victim of their infidelity. Yeah, in the saga of Tristan and Isolde, the island of Lyonesse. Maybe it was a real island at one time. Maybe it sank under the waves once the ice melted 12,000 years ago. But man, I wanted to retire there just to find out that Atlantis wasn't real. What the fuck? Man. Changes. We now have the Dane law. We don't have Northumberland or Northumbria. The We Kneel. Not We Kneel of Eliac, the We Kneel. Osrage, the Osrage. And so that's what I changed it to. And so you guys will see that. Nordvager, that did change. I changed that. Gwent. Yeah, I changed Glewissing to Gwent. What else? Canacta. What is that? Canacta. Was that written by the Pope? The wizard, the head wizard in Rome? The Pope, head wizard in Rome. Alba, just Alba. Not Alban. Alban is what it was. I'm like, Alban, where'd you guys get that from? Share some of that ale with me. Rock and roll. I know. I can't help it. My daughter always tells me, Dad, it's just a TV show. I said, no, it's a video game. It's real. This is important. And she's probably lurking, facepalming. And so you guys, that's some of the stuff that I worked on. The ground textures, the snow, I redid the snow. A lot of it's not showing yet. I'm trying to figure out why. The snow should have more texture. I redid the mountaintops with my own textures. All of the green, all of the grass, everything on the ground as usual, as you can see, is mine. And the trees Toxale gave me. The shields and the banners Toxale gave me. That's the community mod, the shields. And so I thought I'd share. So you guys want to see what this goofy shit's all about? That is Ran, the Sea Goddess, by my favorite artist, Frank Frazetta. He's a huge influence on my life. I've been wanting to live stream. The Frank Frazetta Museum is maybe an hour away up near Pittsburgh. And I would love to go there. And was one of the biggest influences on my art when I was growing up. Ran, the Sea Goddess, and her daughters. Ooh. So we're going to delete this because since we played that yesterday and I was testing things out, I've made a lot of changes. So what we just saw isn't all the changes. It's from the older version where before I made changes today, kicking it with you guys. And if you guys do stream, I always come and kick it with you. I'm always chilling right here. Yep. Trying to eat myself into oblivion. I wish I had a turkey. I'm dying for some turkey. So we're going to delete Cadec Mab Cador. Check out my, I used to do that on YouTube all the time. Yeah, I used to do that on YouTube all the time. At reenactments, firing cannons, all kinds of shit. On my other YouTube channel, I have all kinds of videos. But what do we call it, guys, at New Year's? Resolution? My resolution for this year is to get out more. I have all the equipment. I have tons of camera equipment for being out and about. For my wheelchair. Hopefully I'll be on the ground floor before the end of the year, and I can get out of the damn house whenever I want. We'll go to the strip club. Yep. We'll get some New York strip with some A1 sauce at the strip club. They got New York strip. They got every kind of New York strip you can think of. So let's create a character. Let's create a hero. Let's keep the damn Saxons out of Dumnonia. Did you guys know that Cornwall was suing the UK for its independence? Because the people of Cornwall say, we never agreed to be part of England. You guys never conquered us. You just added us to your map. And so they're taking them to court to become an independent country. Dude, please do. I'd love to meet you. I'm put your ass to work, dude. I'm gonna put your ass to work. And then I'm gonna see what I can get for you from the Amish. The Amish should give me a good price for a northern boy like you. Oh wait, we're gonna delete that. Sorry guys. Let's delete him. Kadak Mab Kador. Kadak Kador. Alright, let's start a new game. Oh, that music's loud as fuck, isn't it? Am I blasting you guys' ears out? Alright, so check it out. And if you guys haven't played Viking Conquest, I want you to buy Viking Conquest. But I want you to play. If you got a fat machine, I don't. My machine's so skinny. It is. That's why I need to upgrade it, because I can't upgrade it any more than it is because it's skinny. It's so skinny. It just sits right there. That's why I can't upgrade it anymore to past where it's at. So, but if you do have a fat machine like Vors, check out Toxale's latest update for his Shield Wall song, and he's been streaming it, and boy, it looks freaking bitchin'. It looks like goddamn Bannerlord, but it's all Viking Conquest. It looks so good. And he's way down south. And so, start a new game. And you guys, I apologize if I missed any chat. I'll look back at chat. Main exports are tea, bourbon, and sake. Good night, Skylar. Skylar, Vors, Shooky, Dragon Slayer. Good to see all of you guys. Shooky, nice. Shooky's got the best icon on Twitch. Yep. Hello, Stream Elements. Thank you for sharing your Cracker Jack wisdom. You know, the wisdom you get in the prize at the bottom of a Cracker Jack box. Cracker Jack wisdom. He changed it recently. Awesome. Will you come in and share with us when your partner starts streaming? Automod, what did you do, Automod? Oh yeah, the blue raspberry. I'm trying to get caught up. I got a sledgehammer beating on my legs. I was in fucking bed, man. My legs were killing me. I'll be fine tomorrow. I will. I'll be fine tomorrow. Florida, man. I was down in Florida for about a month, 10 years ago. I was down there. My brother has a condo down there. I was on Jackson Beach. The owner of Google, I think his house was like a mile away. We went past his house. Boy, I'd like to be his gardener. His garden was bitchin'. His garden was so awesome. I was like, shit, I'd like to work in that garden. The lizards have reemerged. On Jackson Beach, they found a great big treasure ship. Spanish Spanish treasure ship. How do you spell Taxale? It should be... No. Right there. How do I spell Taxale? D-R-U-N-K. Taxale is a very nice young man. He's very patient. He has patient fortitude. He's put up with my bullshit for 3 years. I think I'm the only person who plays these mods who doesn't freaking candy code everything. So let's check it out, you guys. We got the storyline campaign, bitchin'. But we are going to we're going to jump right into Lordly. So we will start out owning a village. We will start as a very low-born lord. We'll start out as a low-born lord. We'll be given a village, probably a renown of about 500. Now recruitment, I'm playing that shit on beginner. Leveling, budget, beginner. Okay, I want an easy go of it because I already know that this is the difficulty. We are playing balance mod from Tim, Hooded Horse. Fucking love balance mod, even though I've changed a few things in it. Like spear weights and speeds. Okay, but there's some things that Tim, Hooded Horse, this developer, and Tim has his own company, congratulations now. He's working on some new games. And if you guys see Britton Walda stop in, that's probably him. But this will be a little tougher. My point is this is going to be a little harder than vanilla. The leveling system, everything, and it's different. We're playing Balance Mod 13. Balance Mod 13 is mostly text and code changes. Fixing things, fixing bugs, things that don't make any sense. Tim has changed these things and made it much better experience for everyone. And so if you would like to play vanilla Viking Conquest and don't want to do a bunch of graphic mods and music mods and putting all these different mods in there, Balance Mod it's text mod, changes the code for the better. And that's very simple, very small, easy download, drop it right in your modules folder and Viking Conquest and you're all ready to go. But beginner, I'm playing on beginner for these 3 things. Damage, I always play on normal. Combat tactical speed, we'll put it on faster because I like it a little faster. If it's too slow, it's weird. Campaign AI, now these are his own notes. Hooded Horse wrote these notes. Campaign AI is heavily modded in balance mod. Normal average is just... I hope you guys liked your names in the game. I like doing that. I like surprising people. One time I was playing Battlefield and I renamed all of the bots Zug Zug with the name of one of my moderators. And so there was like 100 Zug Zugs running around. It was crazy. It was fun. Normal average is just as difficult as hard. Read the words. Normal average is just as difficult as hard. That's why I'm putting that on beginner up at the top. But everything else I'm groovy with. Bandit parties, there's too many goddamn bandit parties all over the freaking map. You're constantly running from bandits. Even if I put it on less, it seems like there's a lot of bandits on the map. And so I'm going to keep that on less. Campaign AI, I'll leave it alone. I don't want, now generally what that means is normal. There's going to be a normal amount of diplomatic changes and things like that. Now, if I put it on low, there shouldn't be as many major changes in the game, okay? I don't want Ireland to be conquered in a week. You know, that bugs me. Lords recruit faster at hard. Normal average is highly recommended, especially given the more elite AI armies and balance mod. Right, that will determine how well the AI will work as well. You put it on low, the AI will be stupid. You put it on hard, the AI will be freaking cooking you a quiche in your microwave when you're not looking. Stamina, no thanks. Gear effect skills, no thanks. Shield best, yes, thank you. Wounds, blood loss. I challenge all of you guys to play this with that stuff on, and I have a million times. Believe me, I've played this on expert mode, and it's freaking brutal. And so if you just like laying there getting beat with the belt, with the buckle side out, like I used to do to my brothers when they're sleeping, the little bastards, they're both bullies. That's what you want. Elite, hardcore, turn all that shit on. It'll just be a brutal fest. Me, I don't enjoy that too much. Now, the blood loss and the wounds, the blood loss can kill you. The wounds, if you don't get...
Honor and glory awaits us.
Rock and roll. Okay, cool. Right on. Awesome. I got screenshots I was going to post for you guys. We'll have some more fun. You guys will be my companions for a day. You wait. I do I have a Walking Dead mod for Mountain Blade Warband with hundreds of zombies, everything. And I have a bunch of friends and supporters and donators to the MS Society as our companions in the game. So we have the Walking Dead, but it's all you guys and me. And we're going through the world of the Walking Dead and Mountain Blade Warband. Yeah. And now yeah, it's cool, but here's the deal. The original mod, whoever made the mod, it's got like a lot of racial references and imagery. My point is the world doesn't go to shit from a zombie virus and everybody all of a sudden becomes a bunch of white supremacists. And that's kind of what it seems like. So I turned all the white supremacists into Rastafarians and peace-loving hippies, smoking weed and listening to Van Halen and shooting zombies. Warlord's world, rock and roll. Yeah. Dude, come on. It's not a curse word. That's so stupid. Yeah, I need to address that. I have my sensitivity probably too high on my sensors. That's the auto mod. Right on. Rust improves morale. Yes. Damageable equipment. No. Battle size, I'm keeping it low. The scenic menu, I like the scenic menu. The scenic menu's bitchin'. Without the scenic menu, it's more like regular old Mountain Blade Warband. Insane difficulty, no thank you. I've played it on insane difficulty, and like I said, if you guys just want to go out and get your ass kicked, you just go right ahead. It's all good. Gore, I gotta have the gore. The gore's perfect. The gore, I gotta say, if anybody modded it in Balance Mod, if Hooded Horse modded that, the gore is right on. It's not too like overdone. You know, I see a lot of mods where like they're squirting 50 gallons of freaking red Kool-Aid out of the neck and shit. It's just fucking nuts. Or all the heads look like they're, you know, spray painted plastic Barbie doll heads. But in here, it looks really good. It looks really good. It's not too crazy. Player division, I'll have my infantry on the left. Awesome. Complex formations, I'll keep them. And players' enemies only attack. Yes, because those bitches will sit up on a goddamn hillside and they'll just bleed us to death. And that's why the Confederates lost the Battle of Gettysburg. Because the Yankees sat up on two hills. And so that's what these punks are going to do every freaking time. Awesome. So looks like we're good, ready to roll, ready to go. Lordly Sandbox campaign. I freaking love sandbox games. No storyline, no goals, no must do this, must do that. Did you guys know that there's an entire merchant RPG merchant community in Mountain Blade Warband? They've been around for like 10 years. They only do RPG and they play merchants and they do multiplayer, and that's what they do. And they like post their stories, and they, you know, when you post a story on a forum and like somebody continues the story and they add to it with their character from Warband, and then they interact all their stories in the forum. I thought it was really cool. I'm so glad that, you know, that a lot of people play Tale Worlds games for more than just, you know, bashing somebody's brains in. Now me, I personally love, you know, hitting people larger than myself with blunt objects. Baseball bats and garbage can lids. Chi-Town beatdown. Let's go, go, go. Normal, faster, normal, less, normal, beginner, beginner, beginner. Let's go! mode. Look at that artwork. Isn't that artwork awesome? And I didn't do that. That's vanilla. This is Mountain Blade Warband Viking Conquest DLC. Look at that bitchin' artwork. Boy, that looks so good. Yeah, it does. Bitchin'. Boy, that looks so good. You see that up there in the right top corner? That's for grinding his cocaine. And then he's got his one hitter right there above Anno Domini. Right? He's got his little container for his weed. Yep, and he's got the freaking white feather. Omen of good luck, man. Stork feather, symbol of war, baby. We are in the 9th century. Long gone are the lights of Rome, absorbed by the tide of time. Yet several centuries remain until the golden age of knights, Knights. It's merely a flesh wound, princess. Princess to come. Pun intended. It's a brutal, dark, and ruthless era of raw strength and survival. Of belching, farting, and stinky armpits in the shield wall, where men go to bed every night puking to see a new day. It's the age of the Viking. No bullshit. The clans of Ireland. There's no Vikings. We didn't even use that word. The clans of Ireland. And that's right. It's Ireland, not Celtic land. It's Ireland. Those people are Irish. They're not Celtic. The ascension of Wessex and the emergence of the kingdom of Alba, Constantine, awaits you. Awesome. Awesome. Bitchin'. I'll tell you what, when I first loaded up Viking Conquest for the first time, the hair went up on my arms. Because I was like, fuck, are you kidding me? A goddamn Viking game, 870 AD, holy shit. Mountain Blade Warband format. I was like, fuck yes, man. Are you kidding me? Napoleonic Wars, Lego. That's why I love Tale Worlds. They didn't pay me to say that, but thank you guys for the donation to the MS Society. Tale Worlds donated $100 to the MS Society in my very first stream to end MS 3 years ago. They told me not to tell. Wow. Here in Pennsylvania, we have statute of limitations. It means I can say whatever I want. Because if I lie, I might die. Holy shit. So we're not going to be from Wessex. I wanted to do something different. And Taksale, you planted a seed, I must admit, and I will always admit. And you'll never find me saying, you'll never hear me say, well, I have to be honest. Because if I say I have to be honest, do you mean I've been dishonest this entire time up until now? But I have to say, I challenge you all to start every sentence with, wouldn't it be better if? For an entire day, I want you to start every sentence with, wouldn't it be better if? But Taksale planted a seed, and he said, you know, it would be fun to play a playthrough as Dumnonian against the Saxons. And I'm like, yeah, I love playing Dumnonia, Durfal Cadern, and Britain Walda, and Durfal Cadern, and Age of Camelot, and that Age of Arthur, the Age of Arthur mod, it needs a lot of work. It's got a lot of little bugs in it. It's going to take some doing. But the thing I love about it is that the Age of Arthur mod is built over Viking Conquest. It's not built over regular Mountain Blade Warband, which means it's got a whole expanse of variety of options that are just so, as you can see. Wait till you guys see you guys, especially you goofballs on YouTube, you guys have been hearing me bitch for years about the fact that we're going to sit here and we are going to create this badass backstory. Look at this whole history we got. Smoke it if you got it. And then we get into the game and we got these shit scores. I'm like, wait a minute. I grew up in a Lord's Hall. You know, we're outside fighting with wooden swords for years. I mean, you guys ought to see me use pruners. I'm a fucking ninja with pruners, man. I'm Grandmaster Poe with the hoe. I am, I'm telling you. And so these guys wouldn't have, you know, sword fighting skill of 50 at level 1. Okay? So that's been addressed with Balance Mod 13. When we get in here and we create this backstory, we are going to have scores that are appropriate to our backstory. Thank you, Hooded Horse. Rock and roll. So we're going to get in here, we're going to create a character, and it's going to make sense. Okay? Rock and roll. Gracias. And dude, Vors, I want to see you play some more of that Bannerlord. Boy, that is bitching. You got an imagination on you. I fucking love your hero, and your hero is kicking some fucking ass in that tournament. Wessex, we're going Dumnonian. So do we got, guys? Look at all the cool kingdoms we have. And now we're seeing my changes. You see Alba. You see the Osrage. You see the Osrage. I changed that. I changed this so that it reads as it should. It should say the Osrage, not the tribe of Osrage. Alba. It's Alba, not Alban. You crack smokers. It's the Dane law, not Northumbria, whatever. Kingdom of Gwent. You can. It's still, people still call it Gwent today. Okay, yes, there was a kingdom of Glewissing at this time, but that area has always been called Gwent. It'll always be called Gwent. And so I renamed it to Gwent. Mumain, we could call it Mumain, we could call it Munster. I debated as to whether to call it Munster, and I didn't feel like doing the homework, so I left it alone. Connachta, that's some Roman shit. Okay, that's not Gaelic. Connacht, leave it Connacht. Gwynedd, we could name Gwynedd Powys. We'll keep it Gwynedd, that's okay. Mercia, I changed Mercia. East Anglia, I changed East Anglia. Frisia, I changed Frisia. Dublin, that is the correct spelling for that kingdom. Now that kingdom, we could call that one of three things, okay? And we'll get in and look at the map, and I've shown you guys before. You have the Irish Sea with the Isle of Man, okay? Kingdom of the Southern Isles, Sudriar. Then you have, no offense, you have Dublin, the Kingdom of Dublin, which was founded on a black pool. That's what Dublin means. Dublin means dark black pool, because that's where our Norse and Danish reds and whites, the Danes were known as the reds, the Norse were known as the whites. That's where they harbored their ships, in this black lagoon, this black, what would you call it, an inlet. And it was dark, it was black. That's how it was described in the sagas. And so that dark pool, once the Norse language and the Danish language and the Gaelic languages started to merge, that black pool became Dublin. Black pool, Dublin. That's where that comes from. Dublin at this time. So Warlord, you studied art history. I had to study the religious, political, economic, and warfare influences that influenced art since 17,000 BC up until today. We didn't study what food Van Gogh ate. We studied what influenced Goya to paint the paintings that he did. What influenced that? Politics, the economy, world religions. You guys get the idea. So we had to study everything that a history student had to study. We did pretty good. You had to have a B or better. And what influenced that art. And so I was lucky to learn some of these silly things. I think that's where I was going with that. I do my best to stay on track. Oftentimes when I'm speaking, this is your multiple sclerosis moment of the day. Oftentimes when I am speaking, I am forgetting the sentence that I just said as I say the next sentence. So in order for me to keep moving forward is an incredible feat indeed. Male, giant, I love it, giant. So what's cool about giant? We make a bigger target. We're gonna be young, we'll be young, 16. Sanguine, we'll keep sanguine. I love this, I love this. I love this. I love everything that they did with this. Kudos to you, Brittenwalda team. Why in the hell are you guys making a space game? Your demographic is medieval games. Well, Brittenwalda team makes their space game, I'll play it. I will. Just because the Brittenwalda team who made this, and they also made Brittenwalda, they've given me 10 years of fun. Rock and roll. Fortitude, baby. Rock and roll. Testicular Fortitude. Punk rock band name of the day. They only do Van Halen covers. According to Galen's ancient temperament, your personality is sanguine. It sounds like a delicious drink made from the Hippocrates humor of blood. So when you drink the blood of the sanguine wine, it makes you laugh like Hippocrates. Fortitude, courage. It ensures firmness during difficulties and consistency in the pursuit of goals. That's right. It's the strength to make a decision based on moral convictions. Never, ever trade your convictions for anything, my friends. That is something that I was taught 30 years ago by the guy who created a lawn care company that turned into the #1 lawn and landscape green industry corporation in the country. And I managed his company. And that's one of the most important things that that mentor ever taught me. I was so lucky that he was just like Jimmy Stewart in It's a Wonderful Life. That was my mentor. I was that lucky. And Tom started that company back in 1962. And that's one of the most important things that I ever learned from him. And he was just like Jimmy Stewart. He was. Is to never, ever trade your convictions for the sake of $1. Ever. If you pay me $1 million, I will not prune a Japanese maple incorrectly. Why? My name's on it. You just traded your reputation for $1. No thanks. And so, my friends, never ever trade your convictions for anything, period. You'll never have to look over your shoulder. You'll go to your grave, a free soul indeed. And if you're still listening, you must be drunk. You spent your youth as a farmer child. Upon reaching adulthood, you became a free man. Yeah, we did. We got a backpack and we wore those Chuck Connors out, those Chuck Taylors. Rock and roll. Though persistence and a little luck, you learned how to curry favor with one of the local lords. Eventually, he recommended you to the king, who awarded you with a small fief from his own holdings. Don't you love that? That's righteous. That's awesome. The backstory makes sense. And when we get our scores, it will make sense. Now you must prove yourself worthy of the trust that you have been given. He recommended you to a king. We are the son of a lord. And we have land that's been in our family for 1,000 years. Ever since we were riding dragons with tie-dyes. Awesome. Sanguine fortitude. Our father was a noble. Learned by a child, martial arts. Awesome. Yep. From Grasshopper himself. He was a Shaolin monk. He roamed around during the cowboy days. Looked just like David Carradine. Vocation. I wish we had more here. I wish we had more here than this. Okay, traveler, hunter. I wish there was something different. Slave. I played Uhtred once in a Saxon playthrough and I chose slave. And so I chose to play Uhtred from the book Lords of the North, which is one of the best books. Landowner. Now the thing is this, we're going to have to play a Christian. We're going to have to play a Christian. Because Dumnonia at this time, Cornwall, later becomes Cornwall, was a Christian kingdom. I have to say that it could not have been all Christian. These guys were still burning wicker men. They still are. Yup, making s'mores. S'mores for the gods. Drink your A&W root beer. You'd be glad you did. So rock and roll. So we're going to be Christian. We're going to destroy them, the enemies. We're going to be shooting freaking Bibles out of catapults. Our enemies are just going to explode all over the place. Yep. I think we're all good. Martial arts, fortitude, sanguine, giant male from Dumnonia. Let's go. Hot diggity go. Holy shit. Holy shit. Did you guys hear that freaking gong? These banners, I'm going to redo these banners. I'm going to add a layer to these banners that will give them more dimension. And the scratchiness looks great. I think we can make them look a little better. I love that tree. That's bitchin'. Right on, we're gonna look for that eagle. That eagle was bitchin'. Bum. The lion. The wolf was replaced by the lion. The wolf was a symbol of pagans. And so when, for example, King Guthrum, Jarl Guthrum, Guthrum Bone in the Hair, Guthrum the Unlucky, when he came over from Denmark and he conquered East Anglia. Like you watch The Last Kingdom. When you watch The Last Kingdom and you see Jarl Guthrum and he conquers East Anglia, those spearmen back there behind him, those were my ancestors. And they settled in his kingdom in East Anglia until the 1720s. But we always had a wolf. We had white banners with blue wolves with a great big red boner. I'm not joking. I'm totally not joking. But once these pagan ancestors in East Anglia became Christianized and they became under the umbrella of the Vatican and Rome, okay, that wolf was the symbol of paganism. And so they changed it to a lion. And what do you see today in the national flag of England? You see white banner with the blue lion rampant. And so many of these banners back at this time were white banners with a blue wolf. But once, say, Jarl Guthrum actually became a Christian, he changed his name to Aethelstan, and he ruled there for years until his death. And my family settled there in towns and villages and roads that still have my name. And so he became a Christian, and so these banners started changing from wolves to lions after 900 AD. And so that's why one of the reasons we see that difference, the lion represents Christianity, where a wolf represents paganism. And once these pagans became Christian, they changed to lions, an animal they never saw. Far out. Lots of good stuff. I'm looking at something I want it to be able to see on the shield. That eagle right there. It's a puffin. It's a puffin. I love puffins. They're bitchin'. They're good with honey mustard. Cadoc, son of Cador. Cador was the grandson of Gwaint. Gwaint was the very first king of Dumnonia. So Gwaint, Gawaint, Gwaint. And that name probably evolved into the hero character Gawain from King Arthur. Gwaint was Cadoc's grandfather, and he was the very first king of a unified Dumnonia. And so Cador, our hero tonight that we are creating, was a real person. And I think he died probably, I think, 7 years from today in the game. When we start our game, our hero in history, the real person, the icon from the past, I think he dies in about 7 years in real life, in real history. But his great grandfather was the first king of Dumnonia. And so a little backstory from real history about Cadoc, son of Cador. Rock and roll, look at our scores. Look at this, 56 skill points, right? We're level 13, we're starting at level 13. So you see how that represents our backstory accurately? Rock and roll. 18. I need that leadership. I need that leadership skill bad. Yeah, so we'll get that leadership skill big time. 5, 6, 7. Yeah. All right. Iron Flush all the way up, baby. Yeah, 9. Excellent. Power Strike 9. Weapon Master all the way up. Let's see. No shield skill. 1 on everything. Cool. Cool. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. Let's see. Now for the good stuff. We need a 3 in writing. I want at least a 3 in athletics. I should just crank that shit all the way up. Trainer, at least a 3. Tactics is a 5. That's great. Persuasion. Looting. We've got 14 more points. Let's spend that on our athletics. Power draw and power throw and Sea King and navigation I'm not too worried about right now. I'm going to be fighting sword, shield, and spear, and half the time from horseback. During sieges is when I work on my bow skills and things like that. Rock and roll. Our tactics is good. Our trainer is okay. Looting is eh. Let's see what else. Power draw, maintenance, strike, boom, boom, boom. Let's see. Surgery definitely needed. Spotting, pathfinding, I'm not too worried about it. Our kingdom is small. We're not going too far. Looting, we definitely need that looting. Oh, inventory management. I usually fudge that. I just I set that to 10. Because I hate spending my goddamn points in inventory management. But we will. How about that? There, done deal. We don't have to fuck with inventory management at all. Now we can take all the loot we want. So let's spend our last point on looting. Awesome. And so I need that sword skill for sure. I'm gonna add a layer to those banners, man. I'm gonna add a layer to those banners. If I have any other banners that I might want to replace them with, I will. And the banners and the shield textures, I believe Toxale made. It's a community mod that he sent me, but I think he is the creator of it. I'm not really sure. He sent me that. He said, hey, check out these shields, and I did. And I added them to my mod. I think Toxale made those. He also made the trees. He made the shields and the banners. Yeah. And as a matter of fact, we made some of the same banners. When I was playing my first version where I was working on this, I was looking at some banners. We made the exact same banners. We made the Blood Eagle banners. Bitchin'. And so Kadak Mab Kador. Also the tattoos and the faces. I'm going to be modding the faces. When you guys see this again, there's going to be all new faces in this. And keep in mind, I have to mention to anybody who's newer to this weirdness up here in this treehouse I call home, Viking Conquest isn't, and mods that I play, I don't abandon. I eventually play everything again. But Viking Conquest is a mainstay for me that I haven't been able to iron out some things with other mods that I've added to it, which is one of the reasons I started working on this, so that I know will be nice and fast and stream nice and have some fun. But this is one of my main games that I play, is Viking Conquest. Absolutely. Rock and roll. It's better than Pong, man, I'm telling you. All right. Dude, you got to have the nose. Nose, 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 and a bridge down, and eyebrows up. Eyebrows up. Eye shape. Nope, wrong way. This way. There we go. Now we got tatted faces. Okay. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Look at he's so angry. Dude, look at, I'm going to take the scar guy for tacos. Awesome. I usually use that face. Now we got some tattoo faces, which are pretty cool. Okay, but you see that one's they're very different than that one. And so I'll replace this one with another tattoo face. So we'll have more war paint faces. We'll have more tattoo war paint faces. So those two are really similar. So I'll replace one of them. That guy just looks like he's been out in the cold too long. Yeah, now that's bitchin'. Rock and roll. Yep. Awesome. Yep, fucking jailhouse right there. Oh shit. Yeah, that's a good one. I think we'll use that one. That's crazy. Yep, there's some good old Pictish designs. Awesome. Yeah, so I have some other faces that we can throw in here that have some really cool tattoos. You guys have seen them in Brittenwald and stuff. Yeah, I kind of like that one right there with the little scars and shit on it. Yep, that'll work. Now, give him dark hair, give him black hair. Let's see. The mustache. We got the bitchin' mustache. We got some cool ass mustache. Yeah, we do right there. Boom. That's freaking Dumnonian warrior. Yep, that's what I'm talking about right there. That was a warrior stash, man, back in the day. That was the shit. That was your Air Jordans, man. That was your freaking bling. Was that stash right there. Bum, 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 bum. This coffee tastes like an old Italian shoe. Ah, man. I should have put hair on your feet. Smutty. Dude, Smutty. I've been waiting for you. Smutty. What do you need? Do you need your serial keys? Is that what you need? Your serial keys? I got your serial keys if that's what you need. Or do you need the actual email address? It's good to see you, Smutty. Oh, you need the email. Why you need the email? If it's none of my business, tell me to shut up, Warlord. Okay. Yeah, I could use some cereal. I didn't say cereal. Hey man, Smutty's a chef. Okay, well if you need the cereal keys, dude, I got your cereal keys because I took a screenshot and saved it for you in case you ever lost it. That's what I was wondering. So you do need the email. Okay, because if it was just and I'll look again, dude, because I did look for you. I didn't forget you. I didn't. I've been waiting. Of course, I didn't forget you, dude. Okay. Okay, I'll look and I'll see. Because I should have it somewhere. Because the correspondence, okay, when you started playing Viking Conquest, I saved that in my Gmail and stuff. I saved that in my archives because it has all the information in it that someday you might want it again, like right now. And so I know I saved that. But I wanted to ask you before I keep digging, do you just need the serial key? Okay. I didn't forget, Smutty. I didn't forget, dude. It's good to see ya. Good to see you, dude. Dude, I didn't get to see. I'm doing all right, man. My legs hurt today and I'm tired, but I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I'm in a good mood and all that good stuff. Rock and roll. And so Vors is throwing a joint at me, aren't ya? Yeah, you are. I am Smutty Pickle! Dude, I'll get that email for you. Awesome. Smutty, how are you doing? How are you doing, buddy? What did Chef Smutty have to eat today? So, dude, check it out, man. We can't be blonde. We're always blonde. Let's be redheaded. Yeah, let's be redheaded. Dark. I wanted to be black hair. I can't really get the hair dark enough, though. You know what I mean? Yep, then we're gonna have some crazy ass freaking long hair, right? Let's have some crazy ass long hair. Should we do red? Awesome. What did you eat today? I had a burrito. I made a burrito. Soft burrito. I had a burrito before I streamed. I got these. I got these. You see this? Retirement. That's right. See that shit? Yeah, we were gonna play Rollo today. Play Rollo today. I get only all the hors d'oeuvres, I'm telling you. You see, I'm like a Dalek, right? I got everything right here in my Dalek machine. It's good to see you guys. What should we do with our person, our hero here? Look at that shitty Gambison. The shield looks kick-ass. Rock and roll. Awesome, awesome. We're going to get in and we're going to die. It's going to be awesome. All right. Hair. I already know which hair. Man, his head's going to get cold. I hope you guys got hats. I hope they got hats in Domnonia. We're going to need a hat. Yep, that's cool. Yep, that'll work. I think that'll work. I just want to make his hair dark, but shit. Can't really, he looks so angry. I think that's what we were doing the other day. There's a couple of heroes in here already that look just like that. He'd be like a twin. What about our Iweth? Yeah, get some big eyes. You can't ever see his eyes. Yeah, the tatted faces are pretty cool. I think we'll go with this cat though. He looks, what's the word? He looks, yep, wholesome. Doesn't he look wholesome? He does, he looks wholesome. You see that? He's got a cat too. He has a cat. He's got a cat, I got a cat, you got a cat, we all got a cat. See that? Oh, dude, lasagna. Oh, no kidding. I've never had that before, Smutty. I freaking love lasagna, though. Lasagna, boy. I could eat lasagna. Lasagna is one of those foods I could eat every day. How about you guys? Awesome. I don't know what to do with this dude. I think we're going to be the only blonde in the kingdom. So we'll be blonde with hazel eyes. Yeah. So I think we're done here. Cool. So check it out. It's going to spit us right out. Day's training is complete. Total experience gained through training 69. That's a good number. That's right. All you lonely widows out there. 100%. Awesome. Man, I love the baked mac and cheese. The baked mac and cheese. That's what that reminded me of. You said the spaghetti noodles. That sounds so good. Yeah, 100% right on. In this mode, you start out either as a nobleman or a king of a faction, and we're a nobleman. We're a lowborn lord. As a nobleman, you'll take control of your fief and lead armies. That's right, we all know the drill. As a king, you decide we're not a king. We're serving the king. We're a vassal, so we're starting out as a vassal. Your first priority should be to develop your leading people's not easy. Yes, it is. Just give them pizza. Just give them pizza. They'll fight till Ragnarok. No shit. And then they all go hide in the bathroom. So they gave us Tref Illic. So this is our fief. It's a great freaking fief. Why is this a great freaking fief? So we've been given Tref Illic. This is a great fief because we all know that the king, we're here in Domnonia, we're here in semantically satiated land, south of Freeside. Yep, with Mr. Injamora and Lord Vor's land. This is where we met Vors. This is where we met Vors. Yeah, it was during a raid. We killed a bunch of Danes. It was bitchin'. We took all their weed, those fuckers. Yeah, they came and raided our field. Me and Vors landed over here in a spaceship. We killed every one of those bitches. He's laughing his ass off. Ah, dude, you must be from New England because you get my sense of humor. No shit. Most people, it's just like, holy shit, man. Land of Vors. I had fun doing this today. I was watching Ichigo play. He's playing a really cool medieval game. And Mr. Inja is always playing some badass dungeon game. Boy, that was good. It's Scruffy 420. Toxale. Toxale asked me.
We ride to war.
That's right, we ride to war. Tagsale asked me, I told him, I said, this ain't Lathland, dude. There's no such thing as Lathland. That's Disneyland. He said, well, then what is it called? I said, it's called MS freaking Warlord, of course. Everybody in the Shetlands and the Orkneys and up in the Hebrides and the Isle of Lewis, they all know that it's called MS Warlord. So you guys know in the Vikings TV show, right? In the Vikings TV show, I don't need that tutorial goofy. Let me out of here. I don't need to read your notes, silly. You stupid pop-up windows. You get enough of that on the internet and YouTube. Holy shit. Bunch of crazy, lonely widows. Right on. So Trofilic, let's check out our hero of the day. Kadik Map Kador is a vassal of Rai Dunyard. And the name is, this is a real person. These are real people. Dunyard, Eferferdin. These guys were all real people. They were real lords. And I think some of these guys would die in Dumnonia, the kings of Dumnonia. The kings of Dumnonia, several of them died without any heirs. And so they actually willed and gave their crown to another one of the lords upon their death. Yeah. And so that's how this family, Eferferdin, I believe, came into the crown, is because of that, because of no heirs were born. Happened often. But this is our king. He's got a renown of 1200. He's a Christian. He's 70 years old and he's kicking ass. Yeah, he is. He's got a freaking, what is that, a red wolf? He's got a red wolf. He's got a red freaking hound on his banner. Bitchin'. We got a blue eagle of some kind. It's probably a pigeon. It is. Just don't tell the guys. Don't tell the army. It's really a pigeon, but we'll let them think it's an eagle. It's cool. Pigeons can be eagles, man. Pigeons got their moments. Pigeons got their moments when you're in the city and you got a bunch of those little oyster crackers and you crush them all up in your pocket. And then there's a bunch of businessmen walking by in Daily Plaza like you saw at the end of the Blues Brothers. And we're there riding our skateboards. It's 1986. And you throw some of those freaking oyster crackers right up in the air. And the pigeons, they turn into eagles. All over those guys with the fedoras. Yeah. The fedoras were brown. They went to work. They were white. That's right. Pigeons can be eagles. Oyster crackers. Always in Chicago. The music that we are listening to is from my music mod, and I have 2 music mods for this. So you'll have your choice of either a more modern mix with like stuff like Heilung, Danheim, F.U. I'm a Dane. You guys listen to F.U. I'm a Dane, F.U. I'm a Dane, F.U. I'm a Dane. He's great. Some more modern stuff that you guys have heard me play Viking Conquest over the years with Wardruna, stuff like that. And it's mixed in with some of this Icelandic medieval. What we'll be listening to tonight is my Icelandic medieval specifically, because I don't want to listen to techno Viking music because we're playing Britons. We're not playing Vikings, we're playing Britons. And so I wanted to play some nice, this is accurate. This is 12th century Icelandic medieval music. This is music of the period. Pretty close. Close enough to float my boat. So I hope you guys enjoy what you hear. And it's actually holiday. I'm not joking. It's holiday music that we listen to this on the solstice between the 18th and the 21st every year. And if you tuned in for my solstice celebrations, gracias muchachos. Historical fact of the day, the Swedes invented Taco Tuesday. I ain't joking. All right, our village is rich. And so one of the things that's so nice about having our village right there is it's going to be hard as hell for these bastard Saxons over here, okay? With King Alfred, we're going to throw that effer in the slammer. And so I got my textures in here. How's the ground look? I think it looks pretty good. I really like this texture. It's pleasing for me. It pleases me. The dirty snow pleases me. That brown's rocking. I'm happy with that. The snow, so far, I cannot get the snow to do what I want. I want to add some darker shadows and contrast to these trees, and I will. Rock and roll. And we're going to roll into Mercia, and we're going to steal every cow they have. Taxale holds the channel record for the number of cattle rustled. Taxale claims, I have no reason not to believe him, he has rustled 1,000 cows. If you could beat 1,000 cows, you beat the channel record. Taxale's got 1,000 cows in Viking Conquest. Holy shit. I've had a few hundred, but man, 1,000, that's freaking crazy. And so you guys see, I changed a bunch of the colors. I changed the colors of the factions. Freeside now lives in Cardiff by the Sea. Yep. I was talking about different kingdoms here. And so this kingdom here, okay, and there were several settlements. There were several settlements here, to the best of my recollection. These settlements here, okay, this is Old Reged. This is one of the most ancient kingdoms. This inlet is some of the most ancient settled lands in the British Isles. But this island, man, okay, and then some settlements here and a few settlements scattered here. This would be Sudrear, the kingdom of the Southern Isles. Okay, Dublin. Dublin was its own kingdom. This Black Pool was its own kingdom. Down here, Olaf the White, Vasafjordur, Whitesford, Vestfold, Whitesfjord. I'm having trouble speaking. I'm not being goofy. Vasafjordur, Whitesford, Vestfold. This could be Vestfold or Vasafjordur, one or the other. What's here in the snow was a separate kingdom of Norse. These guys were Norse. These guys were the Whites. Olaf the White. That's why they called him Olaf the White. They didn't call him Olaf the White because he had white hair. They called him Olaf the White because he was Olaf the Norseman. He was from Norway. That's why he was called the White. And so that's why Thorsten was called Thorsten the Red, because he was Dane. They were called the Reds. That red hand. Where's that red hand come from? There was a contest. Up here at the We Kneel. They later adopted, as you guys see, a red hand and a white banner often in Northern Ireland. And that comes from an old tale. I was surprised I met somebody on the Gettysburg battlefield that knew the story. I've only ever met one person that knew the story. The way that it was similar to what my grandma taught me, right? It was a similar story. I've only ever met one person that knew the story. Okay, so these two kings, the king of the Reds and the king of the Whites, I'll tell it how it was told to me when I was a little kid. The king of the Reds and the king of the Whites, they had a race. And I can't remember, I want to say it was the king of the Reds. And so the king of the Reds won. And so, okay, so the prize was Dublin. They had a race on their ships. And so they raced their two ships to Dublin. Okay? And it was neck and neck. And whoever landed first, who won the race, would win Dublin. They would be the king of Dublin. Okay? And so they're neck and neck and neck and neck, and it's going to be a tie. And so the Danish king, he cuts off his hand and he throws his hand onto the beach and he wins the race. And that's how the Danes, the Reds, that's how the Reds got Dublin. And that's where that red hand on that white banner comes from. Yep. And in case you ever wondered where those bitchin' sunglasses came from, these guys invented sunglasses back in 736 AD. They did. It's bitchin'. And that's horseshit. Again, I would love to play a Connacht playthrough. That is another thing that I added and that I just remembered. Okay, so this settlement here, this model with these houses, this is also a mod that's a community mod. And Taxale sent me this. And so it's just the villages, the settlements. This is different than what you see in the store-bought vanilla version of the game. This is a mod, and I did not do this. This is something Taxale sent me, these settlements. and he calls them community mods. And so people make things and contribute. You get the idea. You're all gamers. So rock and roll. I just remembered that. Yeah, these settlements are different. I added these. Yeah, this is from community mod. The snow, so far I've not been able to get the snow to do what I want, but I'll figure out why. I will. That snow needs some textures. It needs some yellow snow. Rock and roll. So thanks for listening to what I had to say if you're tuning in. Innis Mon. If you guys are watching the Winter King on TV, and please listen to the audiobooks if you are interested, because the audiobooks are fucking phenomenal. And I've played them here on stream. You could probably hear the whole things on my YouTube channel. I probably uploaded them to YouTube. But this is where, back in the day, about 300-400 years before this time period, we're in 868 AD. What a great year. It's February, bitchin'. The snow's not gonna, I slowed down the game speed. And so shit shouldn't fly, time shouldn't fly so fast. I slowed things down. That's another thing I modded, was the game speed. I turned it down a little bit. It was too fast. I actually cut it in half. Way too fast. Like, for example, when you're resting in a city and that freaking clock, it's flying so fast, you're like, holy shit, a week just went by. Nah, I slowed all that shit down. I like my games, no hurry, no worry. Rock and roll. But this was where they dumped crazy people. They, the secret society of them, they dumped crazy people. Okay, the authorities, kings, lords, whoever. Yeah, they just turned this whole island into an insane asylum. Truly, they really did. Yeah, I wouldn't want to be there. Yeah, that bridge was guarded. It was a life.
My lord, it's almost harvesting season. Huh, my lord? Huh?
You don't say. You don't say. And so this is where they dropped off all the smutty pickles, right here on this island. They did. They chained them to trees and they ate bark. And then they woofed like dogs. Thank you, Smutty. I made that mix right there, the harvesting season mix. I made that just for you. And so, my friends, let's go forward in search of adventure. We are Caddock, Lord Caddock. So I guess we'd be Drayton Caddock, Captain Caddock, or Male Lord, Male, maybe. I'll have to see, Male. We'll have to look at what the other lords are calling themselves. Let's find out. Guladic, Male, Lord, Guladic. Guladic is Tiern is prince, Tierna, princess. Ard Tiern, you guys, I'm translating for you guys in the game. Ard Tiern, or Ard Tierna, is high prince or high king. Tiern is prince. So Guladic would be similar to Lord, and I'd have to say Male would be like a Thane. For example, Jarl and Thane, Prince, Lord. I hope that makes sense. But it's very easy to figure out what these words mean. And I've always been fascinated with language. Fascinated. Guladic, Lord. Male, like a Thane. That's what that would be at. Now, Male, I could have them backwards. This freaking old Britannic language, nobody understands it. Not enough it was ever written down. Unfortunately, there's not much that we can work with to translate. But Rakadas is the son of Dunyard. And so this is Dunyard, our king's son. Okay? Rakadas Map Dunyard. He's the son of Dunyard. And Dunyard is our king. Map Eluid. And so Eferferdin. And so Guladic Eliud Map Eferferdin is brothers with the king. And Guladic Elanaris is the son of Eferferdin. And so this is a cousin and a cousin, a brother and a brother. And so these two are the sons of these two. And then there's us. I also renamed the females. I gave the females better names. The female names sucked. Kainwin, much better. Marwena, much better. And those are accurate names. Kindwin. I also gave them better clothes. The clothes they had were silly. I gave the girls kind of royal court dresses, and they look like shit. I got the shaders turned down. But if you guys fire this up and you guys crank it up, you'll freaking knock your socks off. Rock and roll. So mother-in-law, husband, husband, father-in-law. Let's see, son, son, wife, wife, wife. What we need to see is daughter. And we will figure out who has a marriageable daughter. Morgana. He has a marriageable daughter, Rakadas, and he is the son of the king. He's the son of a king. I'm surprised he doesn't have a fortress. Let's see who else. Does he have a daughter? Daughter-in-law, Kindwin, wife, his son. There's only one eligible, marriageable daughter in the entire kingdom. Now, who isn't married? I think they're all married. He's married. He's married. Let's see. He's married. The king never gets married. He's too busy being king. Ugh. Did you guys hear it? Tucker, get that barking spider. Get that barking spider, boy. Tucker's in there sleeping in his easy chair. Rakadas has a daughter. And so we'll get, he's going to probably be our marshal. Ricky Ricardo, right there. That's Ricky Ricardo. There's his wife, Lucy. See, so I changed her name to Gwenllian. Much better. Some of the names they had were a little off. Like Jarl Orkin. Okay, there's no freaking Jarl Orkin. You guys smoking. Jarl Orkin. Who came up with that shit, man? From Britain Walled the team. What's wrong with you guys? So let's check this out. Delamark. Tungatai Gelvi. So that's where my family's from. Awesome. And so who else we got? What else did we change? Why do I have 71 health? Because that's my max. 71. I'm happy with that. It's not 55. Shit, we got about 10,000 points to go before we level up. That's a lot of killing. That's a lot of killing, baby. Boy, your clothes suck, bud. Look at you. Look at him. His Gambison sucks. Man, we're such a poor little lord, aren't we? Look at our skills. We got, we're going to die. We're going to die. We don't even have a 100 on these skills. We're in big trouble. So let's go meet the king. Let's go to our village. Let's check things out. Let's see if things are all groovy. And so we even got to start. Look at, see, now that is how you start a game. That is how you start a freaking warband game. Okay? And listen, I'm the kind of guy who likes to start out with nothing, no money or nothing. Believe me, I love to play my warband games that way. But it is always just burn my boat that you go through the character creation process. And I know I've said it a million times and I'll keep saying it forever, but you go through the whole character creation process and it's solid gold. It's so cool. It's so much fun. And then you get these shitty scores and you get like, I'm like, wait a minute. My father was a lord. I had all this upbringing, and your typical peasant farmer can kick the shit out of me. That doesn't make any sense. But with this and with balance mod, look at, we are a lord in a village. We have an appropriate renown. It suits and fits our backstory, our skills, and our level 13. We're starting out. We're a lowborn lord, etc., etc. Rock and roll, man. Balance mod. Awesome. So dig it. Let's get the priest down here. Oh yeah, we modded a bunch of companions. We got to find some companions, you guys. You guys want to go up to the stone circle? Yeah, we'll do some freaking crazy sacrifices. We'll convert them all to Christianity. Yeah. We'll go up there and scare the holy shit out of them. Holy, pun intended. Yep, all those crazy pagans dancing around those stones. Wait till Jesus hits them. Holy shit. Hot diggity dog. Okay, Axeman, Spearman, Bowman. Oh, that's right. I modded these troops. Now we have appropriate bowmen. That's another thing I noticed. No wonder these guys always get their asses kicked. Okay? These guys get their asses kicked. The top dog, top tier, javelin skirmisher, the top tier missile troop. That's what I'm looking for. Missile troop. The top tier of these Brits from Dumnonia were javeliners, but most of them had slings. So the elite missile troops of the Dumnonian army are slingers? What? Huh? No. And so then when I looked at their stats, the freaking top drawer elite skirmisher in the Dumnonians, in the Welsh Dumnonians, Cornwall, was a like 200 skill. Okay, their throwing and their archery skill was like, it was like 150, I think. It was 150. No. The top tier was just over 200. 150, 200. The same level Norse archer was 400. So these other troops, these Viking troops, had twice the skills for the same archer level. And I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Why does my elite skirmishers have half the skill that these Vikings do? It's not balanced at all. And so I addressed that. And so we have two, let's take a look and I'll show you. Rock and roll, this is what we got. And so now we got off the British bowman. Let's go to our serf. There we go. That's the whole troop tree. Okay, so now what I did was these guys right here, this bowman and this elite bowman, their skills were bullshit. Their skills were like 150 archery. And then their Norse opponents were like 400. Yeah, they had like 400 times the skill. I'm like, what? No. And so the Britain elite bowman, what did I change him to? It won't tell it. His skill is now 300. And the bowman, the Britain bowman, the lower level bowman, his skill is like 200, which is actually still a little bit less than the Norse bowmans, the enemies, and the Saxons. The Saxons, the Angles, the Norse, the Scot, they all had higher skills than some of these factions. And I was like, no. Why don't these guys have bows? They had some bows, I never seen them, and they had slings. And so half these guys are using slings. And I'm like, no way, if we got bows, let's use bows. So I turned these two troop trees. What I did to this troop tree is I made these guys straight up bowmen. They don't have no slings. They don't have no javelins. These guys are just bowmen. They're archers. Okay, and don't you guys believe that horse shit about the age of the bow was Agincourt. Okay, the age of the bow has been since the beginning of time. Ever since we could put some string on some yew. And so, yeah, I wouldn't want to get shot with an arrow back in the day. And there's plenty written about it too. About how an archer in an army can be an equalizer. Yeah, with much bigger force. Written. It is written by those doggone monks, right? Winchester, 870 AD. They had a lot to say. They did. They even described the bones and horns and animal parts coming from the invaders' helmets. For all you cats out there who say Vikings didn't have horn helmets, the monks in Winchester at this time said that they did. But they also blew, fireballs out of their bottoms off the sides of their ships too. So dig it. This is what I did to it. And that's all I did to this troop tree. That's all I did to this troop tree. You see, now that rock and roll, you look up here at the top where it says Britain Freeman, Bonadver. That's how I pronounce it. I know it's probably correct. If Gaming Brit rolls in here, I like Brit's living in Wales now, so I have to ask him, hey man, how you say that? He says, say shit, I don't know, roll a joint. And so Britain Freeman, you see, he has javelins. And then the Britain Spearman, he has javelins. Okay, and then this Britain Elite Spearman and the Nobleman, they probably have javelins too. So why would our guys down here also have javelins and then slings? Screw that. I made these guys bowmen. They have longbows, they have barbed arrows, they have regular arrows, they have a skill set of a 200 archery and then a 300 archery, where their Norse opponents have a 400 archery. So they're still outgunned a little bit, but now they're not fucking useless throwing rocks. That's not an elite skirmisher, that's a rock thrower. And so that's the only thing I changed at all in the troop tree is those two guys. Now we got archers. Now we stand a chance against those freaking Saxons. King Alfred is the devil. That's right, he's the devil. Get our bowmen. Our freemen, spearmen, axemen, bowmen. Awesome, awesome. You see, I got mounted javeliners. I don't need 10 javelin troops. We're gonna see 50 billion. It's gonna be like crazy javelins in the Sparta 300. Get our horses front and center. Yeah. Marchak or Marchad. In the north, apologies. In the north, you see Marchad, that means rider. In the old language, that means rider. What is the old language, you ask? Bona fide warlord gibberish. Marchak. But up north in York, Yorkshire, the Pennines, the Midlands, Leeds, especially Leeds, Strathclyde and Reged, but especially Leeds, that was Marchad with a D. So in the north, the pronunciation was a little different at the time. Marchad. Rider. Campware, he spelled it different. Campgewehr, I pronounce it differently. Telu. I usually organize these guys by how much I pay them. 27, 10, 13. We need our archers, man. You guys got to be at the top. Right after the cavalry. Hornmen, standard bearer. We'll keep you down here. Priest. Get in the back row. 13, 27, 43, 10, hut, hike. Skirmishers, no. 1, 2, 3, 4, infantry. Let's see what else we got. Skirmishers. Nah, stick them in the infantry. I'm not gonna work with, I'm not gonna be working 4 keys today. We're good. Serve archers. No, infantry. They don't have bows. Hey, Tucker. Spearmen, I'm not going to use them. I want 1 shield wall. 1 shield wall. Not 3. You're good. Infantry. Oh. There we go. Cool. Infantry. Archers. Shit, we only got 5 archers. We're going to die. We got 6 cav, and I have no horse, but I hired guys who do. I can afford to hire guys that have horses, but I don't have a horse for myself. Man, what a punk I am. Let's go check out our village. Let's go see Home Sweet Home, because we are from Trafilic. Question of the day, Warband fans. That's right, this is your Stan Lee cameo, Warband fans. What was your first fief ever in Mount and Blade Warband or a Tale Worlds game? Mine was Bulin in the Kingdom of the Nords in vanilla. Look at that bitchin' village, man. Oh, Dessa. D, good to see ya. Gotta say hi to D. Follow D, support a disabled gamer. D is a quadriplegic. He games with his mouth. It's fucking superhuman. Good to see you, man. Good to see you, D. How was your games? How was your games tonight, dude? I saw you were streaming. Awesome. Awesome. Good to see you, bro. Ravenin. Awesome. Well done, Dragon Slayer. Hey, D. Good to see ya. Check out D, you guys. He's a quad gamer. My uncle Daryl was a quad gamer. D is superhuman. You guys want to see a real superhuman? Check out Quad Gaming D. Did you have fun, bro? I bet you did. I can't scroll up. There we go. AD, good to see ya. Awesome. Thanks for stopping in, you guys. What's shaking? What's happening? Welcome. Yeah, my exit screen. Cool. Let's go. We're going to go into our village. D, good to see ya. I can't get in there. The hitboxes in Mountain Blade Warband drive me nuts. Let's go and let's check out our village. Bitchin', look at, we got freaking water. We can go fishing on the dock. I hope we can. That'd be great, right? Let's get some 60 Britain freaking surfs. Holy shit, we hit the mother load. Dude, 60 warriors right off the bat. I've never ever, it usually takes me a year. It takes me like a year in the game to get a relationship with the village, to get that many warriors. Dude, we got an army. Are you shitting me? Now we're going to go broke. These guys are going to be leaving a mess everywhere. They're going to be destroying every bathroom in every town that we go through. It's terrible. This poor kid. $1,200, we'll take it. Rock and roll. Instant army. That is nothing that I modded. That has everything to do with, we have 0 relationship skill with them. So that must be something that came with balance mod, where we chose that backstory. We started out as a vassal. We started out as a lord. I don't usually do that. I have rarely ever done that. I usually start out just like everybody else. I'm a warrior making my way the only way we know how, like those crazy Duke boys. But in this event, we're starting out as Lord of Dumnonia. And so I'm thinking, because this is our village and we were awarded this village, boom, we just sprouted out of the ground day one, that allotment, that award of the troops that we just got is part of the choice to start a lordly campaign, right? So we start, hey, Talk. Hi, buddy. Good morning. Hey, Snoozer. See you later. He's going to start flying through the house. My cat's awake. He's going to start freaking bolting through the house. Like Speedy Gonzalez. They were okay. I still have to figure some things out, but it was good. Right on, D. Right on, man. Good to see you. Awesome. So I'm thinking we got all those troops. The village is a bastion of our faith. That's right. Mashed potatoes and gravy. Let's go. Let's spend some money. Yeah. Not yet. Nah, we're not going to upgrade anything yet. Let's go and talk to our village elder. We need a horse. Let's go talk to our village elder. And so we can make the tax rate low. We're going to make sure that the tax rate is really, really low. We're going to make sure our tax rate is very, very low. If we make the tax rate all the way to the bottom, super low, we will gain friendship points. We will gain friendship points with the village every week. And so that relationship that we have right now is 0. If we make the taxes extremely low, our relationship will increase, and then we will be able to recruit more soldiers and better soldiers as time goes on. And there's that dog that looks like it came off a freaking spaceship, you poor thing. Man, somebody take that pig to the vet. See you later, Bessie. That freaking pig just farted. Can you believe it? It's gonna eat that kid. Dude, this is I've started working on modding this again. Viking Conquest, it's one of my favorite games. We just started. You're right here. Welcome to day one. Day one of a new adventure in Viking Conquest that I've started reworking with Balance Mod 13. A few community graphic mods. Whoa, shit, that doggone pig ran right into us, man. That shit hurt. I felt it from here. Dude, my day's going good. My game's going good. I'm enjoying you guys' company, and thank you for asking. We haven't been in war, but I promise you, a badass freaking shield wall. We're going to have some big bitchin' battles because the freaking Saxons are going to roll in here to Cornwall. We're in Cornwall. The year's about 870 AD. The Vikings are invading England. We're trying to beat back the Vikings. We're trying to beat back the Saxons. We're an original Celtic, British, Welsh tribe. Yeah. And so we just started. You're here for the beginning. I'm sending you a dozen donuts. Smoking a bowl. It's a cold, rainy day. D, I can't remember where you're at in the world, where you live, but I'm in Pennsylvania on the Gettysburg battlefield. Boy, it's cold here today. It's freaking raining and cold. Yep. I just set the furniture on fire, fixed it right up. These ladies, they love each other. Look at that. Thanks for chilling, y'all. The wars are going good. We haven't had a battle yet, but we're getting there. We did last night. Last night I was testing some of this stuff out, and all day today I added a lot more stuff to this, and I changed a lot more stuff in this, so we had to start a new game, and you just rolled in at the start of our new game. And I am the king of making a short story long. That's really bright, isn't it? New tax rate. Let's set a low rate of taxes. So we have zero relationship with the village. And we'll address that. And one of the ways that we can address that is to set that to a low tax rate and then build a school. If we build a school here, they'll love us every week. Eventually we'll have a 100 relationship with this village. Buying goods here will be cheaper. We'll be able to recruit more soldiers that don't have nipples like this guy. And we'll be able to recruit better soldiers. So in time, we can raise the levy if we are really hurting for troops, but I don't usually raise the levy at all. Now, usually when I come to my village, I will buy what they have. So when I purchase, this is my village. I am the lord of this village. Today is day one. We just sprouted right out of the ground. The stork just dropped us off. If I buy all this shit, right? If I buy all this stuff. Oh, right. We got a rich sword, bitchin'. Oh, I don't have a throwing skill yet. Not for that. That's okay. When I buy all this stuff, one, I'm contributing to the economy of my village that I own. Okay? And then these cats will take that money, invest it into their village, which is actually my village. They'll use that to purchase more goods. My point is when I buy this stuff, I'm essentially paying myself. You know what I mean? Because these guys are paying me taxes, they're paying me rent. So when I buy this stuff from my own village, I'm putting money right back in my own pocket. Okay, and it benefits you and it benefits the village and doesn't cost you even 10%. you know? So the wool is off the hook. It's super expensive. And what that tells me is I know if you guys play Viking Conquest, I'm going to give you some insider trading tips. Okay, first off, where we're in the Irish Sea. So if you're in the Irish Sea and you're playing Viking Conquest, you're somebody who wants to play Viking Conquest, all around the coast of the Irish Sea, you can pick up wool for really cheap, like 30 coins. And then you go to places like Dumnonia and you'll sell that wool for 257. You'll spend 30 coin on the wool. You'll make 300. You can do that shit all day long. You can't go broke. Now at the time, in reality, in the real world, in real history, the largest economy in the world at this time was slavery coming out of Dublin. Okay? And in this game, ransoms, when you capture a lord, you capture soldiers, you capture Vikings, whatever, you ransom them. And so their families have to pay a ransom. And that's a huge moneymaker in Viking Conquest is ransoms. Big time. I can outfit my game for 3 years with just prisoners. You even get a special trait. If I have 20 lords locked up in the dungeon, you get the dungeon master trait. Yeah, you have to have like 20 lords, I think, locked up. And it gives you some special skills, the dungeon master trait. So that's bitchin'. And that's representative of the time that the ransoms were huge. No. Only from mods. In Vanilla Mountain Blade Warband, there should be tax levels for villages, I think. It's been so long since I played Vanilla Mountain Blade Warband, I really can't remember. I've been using the tax system for 10 years, so I really can't remember if that comes with... Thank you for asking, Dragon Slayer, but I can't remember. In here, in Viking Conquest, and in most mods and in most Hell World games, there is a tax system. In regular old school Vanilla Mountain Blade Warband, I don't think there is. But ever since diplomacy was added to Mountain Blade Warband, there's a tax system. It depends upon what version you're playing. In most mods, there is a tax system. In most non-mods, there isn't a tax system. But in most mods, there is. Yeah. And if you lower the taxes on your villages, that bolsters your relationships. Dragon Slayer, what are you going to school for? All right, cold coffee keeps the world going round. You guys are a trip. Oh, accounting, right on. Better you than me, sister. Texas Instruments. I hired a few accountants in my day, many years ago. One woman was from Czechoslovakia. Man, some people, people that dig accounting. You guys are really into it. My stepfather loves accounting. He just loves it. Yeah, he does taxes and stuff in his spare time. And he just loves it. It's just like doing it. For him, it's like doing crossword puzzles. He's driven by, he just loves doing it. That's cool. Right on. Well, I know who to ask then if I have any questions. Let's buy some grub because our army's gonna fucking need it. Oh, 899. We're gonna have a hard time paying that shit back. Yeah, we're not going to take that now, but I'll take that wheat. Yeah, I'll take that wheat. I'll keep these spears down there so they don't disappear. Yeah, we're going to be hurting. I'm not going to be able to get any good. I'm not going to be able to get any good armor. So what we're going to have to do. Here's a little something I want to throw you guys' way. Here's a little strategy that I've employed over the years I want to share with you guys while it's on my mind. Now, in Viking Conquest, you can get a pet dog. I highly suggest that you get the pet dog. If you get the pet dog, be forewarned that if your dog dies, it can be very sad. It bums me out like crazy. Like if my dog dies, it sucks. Even in a video game, it depresses me. But the dog gives you all kinds of excellent bonus skills, like pathfinding, all kinds of shit. And so the dog's definitely beneficial. Don't let the dog die. Don't let him charge into battle like my stupid ass. But one strategy that we are going to employ, I wanted to share with you guys while I'm thinking of it before I get completely off track. Okay, so we're going to go meet the king. Okay, now we are a lord. We are a vassal. We started out as a vassal. Today is day 1 of the game. This is a brand new playthrough. And this will be a work in progress. You guys are going to see a lot of changes to this mod. And this is something that I'm redoing from 2-3 years ago. So what's going to happen? We're going to go and we're going to meet the king. And the king is going to give us a quest. And the king, in every one of them, I don't care what kingdom you're in, he's going to give you a quest. And he's going to want us to go and get rid of the Vikings here. There's a Viking. We can't see it, but I know it's there. It's always there. There's always a Viking ship here. Okay? There's a bandit lair, a Viking lair here along Fort. So the Vikings have landed. The king's going to give us a quest to go and get rid of the invading Vikings. Okay, and that's all fine and dandy. And now what I modded today is that when we go do that quest, and we're going to go do that quest, we're going to roll into the beach. You guys are going to shit yourselves. It's awesome. We're going to roll in there with 50 fucking warriors, and we're going to cut their heads off. It's going to be awesome. Yeah, we're not going to go in with like 5 companions against like 50 Vikings, because that's what it is. It's horseshit. And so I changed that shit. And so we roll in there with 33 guys, man. Lucky 33, rock and roll. 33 tacos. That's a good day. Okay, so hello out there in TV land. What's happening, Lombo? Welcome. So one of my goals is to get Kaer Durnak. I changed the name. I changed the name to Kaer Durnak, and Maydun was there. And Maydun and Kaer Durnak were often called, a couple hundred years before this, the gateway to the west, were these fortresses. And so our hero, Kadek, wants that castle. We want to take this back from Wessex. And we'll do our best. We'll do our best. Welcome. We'll do our best. And so once the king gives us this quest and we go and we get rid of the Vikings, okay? Then we're going to ask him for another quest. Are you guys paying attention? He's going to give us that quest. We're going to get rid of the bandit lair. Okay, now if we're up in Norway, King Harold, he's going to do the same thing. Okay? Over here in Mr. Anselmo land, okay? Mr. Anselmo plays Bannerlord. Okay, so King Harold will even give you the quest, just like our king now, and he will send you to get rid of the bandit lair. Okay, first quest, the king always has you get rid of a bandit lair, even if you're up in Alba. Okay? Even if you're up in Alba, Constantine's going to send you to get rid of a bandit lair. So, but what the whole point is that you want that second quest. You want the second quest, all right? So when you're king, my own, exclamation mark EDIT. and welcome. What the king is going to do is he's going to give you a second quest. And the second quest, he's going to ask you to collect the taxes. He'll ask you to collect the taxes from, let me turn this volume down, apologies. The king is going to give you a second quest. You want the second quest. The first quest is irrelevant. The second quest is what you want. So dig this. The king is going to give you a second quest to collect the taxes. And Lumbo, thanks for asking. What's shaking? Nice to meet you and welcome to the Shield Wall. The second quest he's going to give you is to get the taxes from the city. Okay? But there's no expiration date on the quest. So you're going to go to the city. Thank you for asking, and welcome to the Shield Wall. The second quest, Vors. You guys, I'm sorry, you got a fucking commercial break. No shit. The second quest, he's going to tell you to get the taxes from the city, right? So you're going to get like 30,000 gold. Keep it. You don't have to pay him back anytime soon. You don't have to pay him back anytime soon at all. So what I want you to do is I want you to do the bandit lair, get rid of the Vikings. It doesn't matter which kingdom you're in, you're going to get the same quest from every king. But you want the second quest. The second quest is to collect the taxes from the capital city. And now you've got like 30,000 gold to work with. What do? You buy a ship. Now you're in business. Now what do? You start doing the trade routes with the ship that you bought. You haven't paid the king back yet. Now you're going to start trading wool. You're going to go down to Frisia and you're going to get jewelry and you're going to get wine. And you're going to go to Denmark and you're going to get furs. And you're going to take that north. You're going to take it to Scotland, Northumbria, Bamborough, and Norway. And you're going to trade that for 3-4 times the profit. And then while you're in Norway and Northumbria, you're going to grab wool, salt, you're going to grab tar for ships, you're going to take it down south, and you're going to do the same thing. And you're going to keep doing that trading loop in the North Sea with the ship that you bought with the king's tax money. And within a week or two, you've already made enough money back from trading from the ship that you bought with the king's tax money to pay the king back, and everybody lives happily ever after. And so when you get the second quest from the king, and he tells you to collect the taxes, take the tax money, don't pay him back right away, invest in a ship, start doing the trade route, you'll make the money back in no time at all. And you got yourself a fat boat, all on the king's money, and everybody's happy. So I thought I would share. Get busy. Thank you for joining me, all of you. Thank you guys for the friendly, kind company. Yarl Vors, thanks for the generosity. It's good to see all you guys. Let's go kick some ass. I'm gonna freaking fight like Quad Game and D, man. D, I don't know how you do that. I can't play those games. That shit's too fast for me. Right on. I gotcha. Let's go see what we're worth. Let's go see what we're worth. Rock and roll. A&W root beer's got that frosty mug taste. Let's go see what we're worth. What do we got? Shit, we got a rich sword. I'm happy as hell with that. I'm happy as hell with that. We got a decent shield. We got a good convex shield with the 340 hit points. Speed's a little 90. That's all right. That spear sucks. It's too short. We need to get a long war spear. I need a spear that's about 180, what would you call it? Inches? Yep, I'm happy as shit with that sword though. So we have some shit to work towards. That Gambison, man, that should be a 33. That body armor, 29, that's pretty weak. That's just shitty Gambison. But we're a lowborn lord. You know what I mean? Our encumbrance is pretty good. We only got 16 points encumbrance. We got 6,000 coin. We got a bunch of grub. How many cats we got? Oh, did you hear that? Did you hear it? That's good luck, man. That's a good omen. We got 104 troops. We got 6 horsemen, and we need to buy ourselves a horse. We need to make sure that horses are put in the looting so that we can loot horses when we win a battle. If we win a battle, we're probably going to die day one. We got 63 of these farmers, man. 63 freaking farmers, and they all got black socks. Bitchin'. So that's where we're sitting. We got 63 farmers. We got 18 farmers. And we got $20 troops that are worth a damn. So we've got 20 troops worth a damn. The rest of them are fodder. Yep. So let's make sure. Boom, boom. Infantry. We're doing infantry, cavalry, archery. That's it. And like I said, I reworked this troop tree. Our skirmishers are now specifically archers. Yeah, these guys are no more javelin skirmishers with freaking slings and rocks. That's stupid. These guys got bows now. These guys are proper archers now. And the Norse archers in the other kingdoms still outgun these guys. These guys aren't the toughest archers or something. The top dog elite bowman still has 100 archery points less than the top drawer Norse archer. But they're a little more functional. Cool, cool, cool. Awesome. So our village is looking bitchin'. I'm not taking any quests from these cats because we're going to be getting into fights. Because Wessex are a bunch of freaking warmongering, land grubbing, greedy, evil Saxon bastards. And we're going to keep them out of Cornwall. I mean, Dumnonia. Rock and roll. Let's go have a look around. Was that the king? Let's go meet the king. And now you guys, when we're playing this game, these are real people from history. These guys are real people from history. They fart and they poop just like everybody else, but they really loved. A new world full of adventure awaits you. If this is your first time playing Viking Conquest Sandbox, then check out the Set a Goal presentation. To learn more about the game and to see what you can do next, click this button and you get a free t-shirt from Tail Worlds. Tail Worlds, where's my freaking t-shirt? Where's my freaking t-shirt? Cool. Let's pick our goal. Powerful Lord. So we got to get a 500 renown. I think we have that. Reputation 20. We'll do our best. Army size 150. We're almost there. Right to rule 0. You know, we should right to rule, I don't know, 50, 20. Well, 25,000. This should be a little harder, don't you think? Marry a lady. Can't we turn this up? Change this? We can't change that. We're not going to be a king. We're not going to be a king. We're just going to be a lord. So that's too bad. I can't change that. Yeah, marry a lady. Yes. Make things a little tougher, you know? We'll do that. We'll get a prize. We get a prize. You see right up there, they got a one-hitter. They got the cocaine grinder. They got the little weed box thing. Yeah, and then they got the lucky feather. So we'll get a prize when we accomplish that goal. I just wish we could turn it up, though. Marry a lady. I wish we could turn that on. Okay. Powerful Lord. Done. So we'll do that goal. Let's see. Yes. That's too bad I can't modify that. Huh. Right to rule, maybe a 20. Marry, yes. Troops, 200. Reputation, 20. Renown, how about 800? You know? Because this is too easy to achieve. It's too easy to achieve. Well, Kadik Mapcatter, is he not happy with us? He's got a 5 relationship with us. This is our king. Dunny. We'll call him Art. Yeah, Dunny Art. Rock and roll. What's his 1200 renown? No controversy. He loves Jesus. Unable to decide at this time. Okay. Ah, yes. Let's see. Marshal of our realm. Let me tell you whom I support. I am going to support shit. I haven't met that other lord yet. I want to support his son as marshal. The reason I want to support his son as marshal is because his son has a marriageable daughter. And so we want to vote in his favor so that we get some buddy points with him. So what is the realm doing? We need a marshal. So it's going to be a couple of days. How goes the war? The Wessex, we just started the war. The world was just born. Of course, the king is usually patrolling around his city. And so we're going to get a quest from him. Oh, dude, no. If I don't take the quest, I'm probably going to get a negative. I'll probably lose a buddy point with him. I don't want that quest. No, I'm not up for the task. Give me a different quest. I didn't get any negatives with him. I got no negatives with him. Gudrud Ragnarsson has distinguished himself during the tournament at Dublin. Let's go see if there's any tournaments. I need the quest where we're attacking the Viking fortress. That's the quest I want. We can attack those Vikings. And so what I should have done is this, and I'll show you. This is what I should have done, which would have triggered the quest. The quest wasn't triggered, and I'll show you why. We can't get any potential recruits because our army is full. We have 104 troops. We're full up. Turn you down. So dig it. Welcome. Oh, I got no pony. No shit. I got no money. I got no car. I got no girl. And there you are. So if I go into the pub and I talk to the barkeep, the tavern keeper, okay? And I ask oh, look, Solveig. It's Lagertha. Awesome. If I talk to the barkeep first, she's going to tell me, most likely, she's going to tell me that the king has been having trouble with bandits in the area and he needs somebody to find the bandit lair. Now, if I would have asked her that in the first place, that would have triggered that quest with the king and he would have given us that quest, but I didn't talk to the tavern keeper first. Let's see what she has to say. So he's our scoundrel, Elioid. And so now that we've already asked the king, we'll have to wait a day or two to ask him for another quest. And then he should offer up that quest. The Vikings will land in that riverbed and we'll get that quest. So this is the guy. One of the reasons that you want to talk to the tavern keeper is when she tells you that this cat has had been asking around for someone who might want to work, he's our shady character. And what I mean by that is if things are going slow, there's no action, there's no wars going on, and you want to do some dirty deeds done dirt cheap, he's the guy to talk to. So that Lord right there will give you the quest to incite and provoke war with another kingdom. And so if there's any specific kingdoms that you want to start a war with, you're strategizing land grabs, whatever, you want to be your own king, he's the guy to talk to that will say, why don't we start a war with so-and-so? He's the guy that will give you that quest. Now you can go start a war with another kingdom at any time. But if you talk to this guy, you'll get experience points, you'll get buddy points, and you'll get paid. So now you're also going to take a hit in relationship with some lords for they'll view you as a warmonger. But wouldn't it be better if you also got paid? If you're going to take the hit anyway when you start a war, eventually somebody will start a war. So we'll wait. We got quests. We got heads to cut, knees to kick. Lagerda. Should we take on Lagerda? We can't. She's a pagan. We can't take on Lagerda. She's a pagan. She'll kill our morale. And so, yes, her and Ragnar did meet. Her and Ragnar were lovers. And if you watch that episode of Vikings in season 1, where Ragnar is taking young Bjorn to the thing, the all thing, the ting. And he tells young Bjorn the story about how he had to wrestle a hound and a bear and a wolf and a bear to win her hand. True story. That's history. So we can't take her on as much as I'd love to. We're going to stick with our Brits and our Christians and our Franks and our Cantabrians and our Frisians. Yeah. There's nobody else in the pub. Let's get our sword balanced. Shit, that's a lot. We'll wait. 2,000. We've only got 5,000. Our troops are costing us 1,000 a week. Oh, dude. Nausea. Time to puff. You guys see me puff a lot? One of the reasons is I have a lot of nausea. And smoking a little bit of herb makes that nausea go away pretty damn quick. It is. It's like magic. Fucking nausea. It sucks. It's like being, you guys know. It's like being seasick. Multiple sclerosis. The effect that the nerves are under attack by my immune system. So the nerves on my brain are under attack by my immune system. For some reason, the immune system starts to deteriorate the protective coating on the nerves of the brain. It's called myelin. And boy, it makes me nauseated sometimes. Solutions? What's the upside? A bowl full of sugar makes the medicine go down. Rock and roll. A little bit of puff makes that nausea go away. It's about the only thing that does. And so that's a good thing. And so, smoke a bowl, kill the enemy. And welcome. Thank you for showing support and learning about MS. Mostly sexy. Hey man, Afro Samurai baby. Freaking love that Afro Samurai. Rock and roll. I'm packing a ball. Apologies, I'm not spacing. Oh man, I'll tell you what, that fucking nausea is going to be gone in about 3 minutes. You watch. My stomach is like, ah. I ain't bitching. I ain't moaning. I'm sharing the joy of herbal medication. Holy shit. And so earlier yesterday when I was testing out a few changes to this, if you guys watch yesterday's stream, it looks like I lost connection for a minute. It split up my stream. But there was some weird dialogues. There was some really weird shit these guys were saying. I was like, oh, what's wrong with this? I forgot to add a number. I forgot to change it from 79 to 80 because I added a line to the dialogues. I added a line to the dialogues for your headquarters captain, but I forgot to change the number of lines in the damn file. So when you add a line to a file in the dialogues and your interactions, you have to change the number that is indicated as to how many, in reference to how many lines there are in the file. So I forgot to change it to 80, even though I added a line. So these guys were saying some really weird shit. It didn't make any sense. Guys like, why should I share that shit with you? And I was like, what? I was like, what did he say? Hey, Vor's right on. Yeah, I'm telling you, man. It'll be gone. It's making me dizzy, and I get sick like that, then I can't stream anymore. I can't broadcast. I can't kick it with you guys. Smoke a little bit of weed, I'll feel better in a few. Works like that. It works like that. It's amazing. And so let's talk about THC. Okay, so what's going on in science with THC? Okay, we know that in tetrahydrocannabinol there are thousands of molecules. Scientists are trying to determine which combinations of those molecules in tetrahydrocannabinol in the correct combinations will cure or aid what illnesses. And so we're now growing weed and creating cannabis edibles, drops of specific molecules that are grown with specific hybrid plants to enhance those specific molecules that help symptoms caused from multiple sclerosis. And so now we have herb that is grown with those specific molecules that scientists have tested and found work really well on symptoms for so many different illnesses. And as time goes on, we'll start investigating more and more, not just with THC, but with other plants as well. With all these plants that we have on the earth, could unlock so many cures in the right combinations. It's just finding the keys to the kingdom. Which right combinations, growing the right plant could cure a cold. Think about it. We could grow a tomato and make your flu go away. Someday. Thought I'd share. You're in Algeria? I hear you, bro. Wow, whenever I meet... Welcome. I'm in Pennsylvania. I live in Gettysburg. On the battlefield. But whenever I meet you guys from someplace far away, I get hungry. I start thinking about the food where you're from. Rock and roll. Welcome, Algeria. Good day, friend. I got some big fat buds. I got buds as big as my hand. They're gonna eat me in my sleep. Ha! The fighters and knights. There are no knights. There's no knights. Who wrote that garbage? There's no knights. There's no knights until 1066. Get out of here. Hey, you guys want to see a good one? If you guys can find it on YouTube, you guys want to see one of the best presentations of 1066, the Battle of Hastings and Crowhurst and Stamford Bridge. It's called, and I know the title sounds really silly. Yeah, but it's called War for Middle Earth, 1066. Excellent. Really well reenacted. So good. It's been around for a long time. Find it on YouTube for free. There are no rules. There are no teams. There's only freaking cherry pie and fried chicken. Boy, I wish I had a cherry pie and a big bucket of fried chicken. Yep, we're going to do a cherry pie fried chicken stream. It's going to disgust you guys properly. Let's go. Can I join? Watch, they're going to give me an effing stick, aren't they? They're going to give me a damn stick. We can change these tournaments. I'd like to change these tournaments, and we can. We can change these tournaments so that all the fighters, and ourselves included, anybody in the tournament has their own gear. And so we'll go in here with our gear, not what this cat gives us. He gives us somebody else's dirty underwear and some stupid stick. Nah, we can change this so all the fighters, if you're going up against an elite fighter, he's going to have his gear. You're going up against a lord, he's going to have his gear. The king's going to have his sword. And so I'd like to do that so we can roll with our own gear. My stomach feels better already. How about that? No shit, my stomach feels better already. My head's feeling freaking pretty dizzy, but hey, let's go. You bet. Oh, dude, right on. You didn't give us a stick. Day one, we're getting chased by some oh, you sons of bitches. Oh. Killed by the guys in the dirty underwear. Oh, dude. Shake yourself off, get yourself up. Let's go, what you got? That's right. Britton Walda. Oh, you son of a bitch. Oh, he came right up behind me. You sneaky bastard. You sneaky bearded bastard, you. Look at the scenery, boy, it looks bitchy. Look at the sky, it looks great. Awesome, I love video games. I love the worlds that they give us to play in. Okay, how'd you guys like to live here, huh? Just think. Whew. Oh, we managed to take down one freaking opponent, man. We're gonna get invited to the X-Men. No shit. All right, let's go, you punks. These cats keep sneaking up on us. Yeah, you, I'm talking to you. What you got? What you got? Oh, shit, you son of a bitch. Oh, right in the nipples. I was spacing. Oh. Oh. You see right here yesterday when I was testing this out, when I would ask him where are the tournaments, he'd say some shit like, why should I share that shit with you? And I'm like, what? Oh, there's nowhere we can go. Chippenham, Winchester, Rothkalter, we can't go to any of those places. Nope. So no tournament. No tournament. Bitchin'. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Yep, awesome. Rock and roll. These guys got it going on. They got some summer sausage and some freaking cheese. Hot diggity dog. Hey man, put your clothes on. You're in the King's Hall. Look at these guys. Guys taking their shirts off, acting like tough guys, getting all hopped up on goofballs. Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are. He's been sitting there for 10 years. His eyes have got to be killing him. Look at that. That's nice. Look at the candles back there. That's bitchin'. Isn't that bitchin'? Nice. Somebody made that. Excellent. These guys are all really short. Dude, you're like my sister's kids. So war. We have a war on our hands. Yes, we do. What kind of grub we got? With AI, it's got AI. It's got AI. Of course it's got AI. Didn't you see that guy eyeballing me? He was giving me the hairy eyeball, he was. So that's a problem right there. That needs to be edible. That needs to be edible. The ale. The ale needs to be edible, it needs to be consumable, and it needs to give you a morale bonus. As a matter of fact, that booze needs to give you the best morale bonus. Yeah, where's the barley? We got any barley? We got 1 barley. Barley's a 5 morale. Yup, a little bit of variety. It's only 21 coin. Let's get it. Rock and roll. We're going to need it. Awesome. Yeah, that needs to be edible. The mead needs to be edible, consumable. Yeah, that always bugs me. Just like figs, dates, all that good stuff. Rock and roll. How much? 20,000. Nice. 2,000 sturdy Britain Gambison. Boy, that's fancy. Fancy schmancy. What do we got? Common long Gambison. It's better than what we got, isn't it? 29. What's the weight on that? 4.8, 4.0. That's so much better. That's so much better. Yeah, it is. 30, 4.8, 4.0. 4.8 with the 30. That's sharp with the green, but the green reminds me of Saxon. Blue is Stemnonia. Cool beans. So yeah, that's nice. That 20 pounds, 55, that rocks, but sometimes I don't want that encumbrance. This Gambison is heavy and it's weak. Yeah, it's only a 29, it's almost 5 pounds. That's only 4 and it's a 30. Bang, bang. We'll keep this. We will keep this just in case we need it for one of our companions. The gloves, shit, they want 600 freaking 72 for the freaking gloves. Yeah, they do. We'll get them. We could use them. The boots, we'll get some boots off the battlefield. We'll get some boots off the battlefield. What do they want for those? 1,000 for a pair of boots? You thieves, you robbers. We'll get some boots though. Yep, some green ones. Will look good. We'll be all GQ. Be awesome. Yep. We'll get rid of that Saxon helmet. We'll get a decent helmet. But we'll score some stuff off the battlefield. But I wanted to get a little bit better armor. We'll score another Gambison. Get rid of it. What about some javelins instead of the spears? Because the spears I need to throw power throw of 2. But the javelins I probably don't. Javelins I probably only need a power throw of 1. That spear sucks. It's too short. I need a long spear. There we go. 36, 93, 96. Yep, all the swords are modified. I will be modifying the spears. The spears will probably go up 10 points in damage because I always boost my spears. So these spears, that's 34. That'll probably be a 40. 40 thrust piercing. Thrust 40 piercing is probably what this will be. There's a lot of spears in here that are longer and heavier. I have found spears that are shorter and lighter versus spears that are longer and heavier, but the one that is longer and heavier is faster. It doesn't make any sense, and so I'll address that. And the damages for spears are always bullshit. Spears are freaking deadly. These spears shouldn't be sticks with the rock on the tip. And so I usually bump my spears up about 10 points. That 34 is okay, but I'll bump long spears will be like a 44. They'll do a lot of damage, but they will not be as fast as the smaller, lighter spears. If you throw a pebble at me and I throw a big, heavy, fat rock at you, I guarantee you your pebble's going to hit me before the big rock hits you. And my battery is getting low. Hairy eyeballs. Sugared turkles. Longbow is a 5. Large bag of barb arrows, 739. What else we got? No long spears. I need a long spear. No long spears. Bummer. How about a hunting bow? Slings. Yeah, we need some bows in here. We got some good arrows, but no bows. No, I can't use these bows. I don't have the power yet, the skill. Elite longbow, you only need a 3. Strong longbow, you need a 5. Why? The only difference is a weight difference. You see what I'm saying? Look at, it's 1.3 pounds. It's the only difference. But look at the power draw requirement. Isn't that strange? Huh. So I'll look at that stuff. Chilling with you guys on your streams. That's usually what I'm doing. Yep. What would we do to the horses? Shetland ponies. Shetland ponies. Horse, we'll rename that. Shetland. Irish mare. Yeah. We'll put him some more cool names. I put some Frankish quarter horses, things like that. What else did I do? Like Mercy and Draft Horse, things like that. I did do some changes to some of the horses, things like that. There was no one in the hall except the priests. Training grounds, went to the training grounds, went to the pub. And that's that. Let's go find out who's going to be marshal. We'll stick with the king, or we'll go get into some trouble. Let's go find that cat. He's unable to decide. Support me, huh? I'd get us in all kinds of trouble. Let's see. What I needed to ask him was the location of his son, Toan Blistra. Let's go. Let's go hook up with this cat, see if he has a quest for us, as long as it's not to get prisoners. Yeah, because that's a bullshit quest. I don't want to do that. It'll take forever. Yep. And that's the beginning of one of the quest lines. The Morgan quest. Look at his ad. Look at his shameless plea. If you have questions, stop by the Hooded Horse Discord. Right on, Hooded Horse. Thank you for Balance Mod. I enjoy Balance Mod. Balance Mod is super beneficial for Viking Conquest. Highly suggested. You'll enjoy it very much. 50 pages of my change logs. Oh, thank you. I want to come read your 50 pages of change logs. No way, man, but I'll send you some donuts. Awesome. Look at this. Look at him hijacking my game. What do you think this is? I have to switch my earbuds, you guys. Thanks for freaking out with me. I gotta get one of those freaking horns. I'm telling you what, holy shit. Let's hope this goes smooth. Sound is so strange. All right, we didn't break anything yet. These earbuds are so weird. If you guys played a game today, what did you play? Let's hope this doesn't go ape shit on me. I wish my earbuds had better AI. Let's find a shield wall. Hey man, rest well, and I'm sorry if I missed any of your chat. A patchwork of Tale Worlds. Dude, it's always good to see ya. Thanks for kicking it. And I better see you streaming soon. You're good company. Hairy eyeballs. Right on, Lambo. I hope I'm saying your name correctly. Everyone is fighting in their Fruit of the Looms. Right, their dirty underwear. The bet they put you in a 2 versus 1. Oh, they come right up behind you. They sneak up behind you. I do the same thing to them. I do the same thing to them. Someday you'll have all the weed in Algeria. Smoke it if you got it. That's right. Smoke it if you got it. You know where that came from? It came from my very first Grateful Dead show. I was at Rosemont Horizon. We were at Rosemont Horizon at the Grateful Dead. It was like 1986. Grateful Dead, Rosemont Horizon, Chicago. And we're just sitting around the car, sitting on the ground, parking lot, pavement, smoking balls. And this cop walked right up to us, the Chicago cop. And he reaches right down and he takes the ball from this girl that I was with. There was a bunch of us. And he walks away. And he was just being a very authoritative cop, like he just took the ball and he did his job. He comes back a few minutes later. And he gives the ball back to the girl. I'm trying to remember, it goes something like this. He comes back, he gave the ball back to my friend. And he said, smoke it if you got it. And I mean, we were as high as a kite. That's the best I can remember, but that's when I started saying that. We all started saying that. We all still say that, decades later. All of us that were there. Yeah, at least the friends I'm still in touch with. Smoke it if you got it. That cop brought the ball back. He was a stoner. He's probably enjoying the Grateful Dead show. Or somebody dosed him or something. Yeah, he walked off and smoked that ball and felt bad, and so he brought it back. Rest well. Oh, if I see you guys streaming, I always stop on your streams. Someday Twitch will let me out of this treehouse. They locked me up here in the ranger station. Be safe, man. Have a good rest of your weekend. And I know I'll see you guys on your streams. I'm gonna jump back in, see if we can find a big shield wall. Thanks for kicking it, dude. Thanks for your generosity. What was your hero's name? Your hero was cool. I forget his name though. Your hero. And your hero in Bannerlord. That was fucking great when you were in the arena. That was great. You nailed that guy in the head. The blood came splattering out. You don't remember your hero's name? He was cool. He was unique. I think a lot of people make very typical heroes. Like I like my heroes with big noses. Right on. Rest well. Rest well. Dream good dreams. All of you. Be safe. All of you. Dream good dreams. If you're lurking, you're kicking it. Thanks for kicking it. I can smell you guys. I know you're there. And thanks for chatting, you guys. So let's see how far Kadik can get in our adventure tonight. Yesterday, I started testing out the stuff that I've added to this. There's still a lot of vanilla in this. Balance Mod 13 vanilla, and then some graphic additions. But I changed a bunch of stuff today. That's why we started our new playthrough. We're at day 2. Cool beans. And welcome. What is it, Saturday night? Is it Friday night? Saturday night? Boy, it was rainy, cold, and almost snowy. Rock and roll. So let's get to this fortress and talk to Ricky Ricardo. You have grown experienced. You are now inspirational. Press T to evoke a war cry in battle. Given the selection of skills that we chose when we created our character, once you hit about level 13, you will be granted a special skill based on your choices that you made as you upgraded and you leveled up. We started out as a vassal campaign. So we started out as a vassal. So we got this right off the bat. And so that's bitching. I like the shield. I like the shield bash the best. Guys bashing the shield. But we're playing Dumnonian, so a war cry is cool. We'll let the Vikings bash their shields and we'll show them our bottoms. Yep, we'll make the Pope proud. And that's probably him. That's just the cat we wanted to talk to. And I like the bigger icons in Mount & Blade Warband games. I hate the tiny little icons. I don't know why people do that. They make tiny little towns, tiny little horses. You can hardly see it. I like big. They're like miniatures going across the map, the bigger icons. It's like moving miniatures around. Pretty cool. Like the Lewis Chessmen. Nancy Marie Brown. Highly recommended. Anything she writes. Nancy Marie Brown wrote a very nice couple of books about Gudrid, the Far Traveler, a female jarl in her own right. She commanded 3 ships. She gave birth to the first European on American soil. She had a settlement up north for about 3 years. Yep. She fought off Native Americans with an axe while the men cowered. She was fierce. Fight against our foes with valor, but also with honor and compassion. A good name is as valuable as a sharp sword or a swift horse in the affairs of arms. And so this, my friends, and how he interacts with us, given what he just said, gives us a very good idea of his disposition. And there's 6 or 7 disposition types, from debauched to upstanding to martial to good-natured. And so this tells us that he's a decent person. And so I'm glad he's a decent person, because we are probably going to marry his daughter. And so I'm glad he's not a dick. He's not a dick. He's a good guy. He has a good disposition. And so that's good. And so I renamed the females so they have better names. Awesome. Good. So now that we've interacted with him, we can vote for him. Now we got 3 buddy points with him. And that is the beginning of our road to him becoming our father-in-law. And we will marry into the royal family because he is the son of the king. He is a prince, male. Ricardas, he is a prince. And so we marry into his family. We marry into the royal family. Fight for Dumnonia. Kick ass. And so that's that. And so we're going to kick it with him. Why are we going to kick it with him? Level 38. That wasn't what I was trying to click. That's what I wanted to click. That's what I thought. And so if we kick it with him and he attacks some bandits, he attacks the enemy, etc., 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 we can assist him in battle. And that will hasten our relationship skills or our relationship points with him, our friendship points. So the more we aid him in battle, the more renown we get, the more friendship points we get. We kill 2 birds with 1 stone. So he voted for the other guy, no shit. So the king awarded the marshalship to the shady lord. Shady lord. And there he is. And so if the marshal, let's see what the marshal's gonna do. He's got 280 troops. Let's see if Wessex is gonna give us a bunch of grief. He's the shady character. So his son is Marshal. He's got a 690 renown, no controversy. I'm surprised that this guy got the marshalship. And he is mother, wife, and he's married, no daughters. So he is Marshal, but he's not doing anything. Yeah, we're not doing shit. So we'll find some trouble of our own. How many troops we got? 104. And let's find some companions. We're gonna have to go to different cities. So we'll go to Gwent. We'll go to Gwynedd. We will try to, one of the things that we're gonna try to keep doing over here in Freeside Land is we're gonna try to strengthen alliances with our neighbors. Okay, our Welsh neighbors, our Britannic neighbors, okay, so that we can stay allied against Mercia and Wessex. But if we're warring with Brycheiniog, Gwent, Gwynedd, we're all going to get our asses kicked by the Danelaw, Mercia, and Wessex if we're infighting. Brycheiniog always seems to get swallowed right up, right off the bat. And that's unfortunate. I wish I could try to keep these alliances and bonds strong in these kingdoms. That should be one thing that if you're playing this kind of campaign in the West, you should try to do. Try to strengthen up these alliances. How do you do that? If I am over here in Brycheiniog, for example, and their patrol gets into a fight with bandits, assist the patrol. What does that do? Under the hood, it gives you buddy points between our two kingdoms. Okay, so when I come over here and I assist a lord from Gwynedd fighting against the Vikings from the Danelaw, the sons of Ragnar, okay, and I assist him in battle, that strengthens the buddy points between our kingdoms. It makes the bond stronger little by little. Yep. We should patrol. The Saxons that are going to come at us, they're going to have 300 to 400 troops per lord. Yeah, it's going to be tough. And that's one of the reasons that playing a Dumnonian playthrough is tough. Because the Saxons come at you full force. They want to take over Cornwall. And they usually do. Pretty quick within the first year. So we'll see if we can change that. Nothing, we're chilling. So we're gonna rest. So rest will improve our morale. He's got 800 troops in here. How fast are we chowing? We're probably chowing. Let's see if we get our mugging. Outgunned by Wessex. Wessex has 2 or 3 times the number of lords that we do. I love that horn. The Carnax war horn. Had to unplug a minute. Yeah, I need to refresh my drink. And I'll be playing some more tomorrow. It's almost 3 a.m. here. What a good day. And I'm wishing you guys an excellent day ahead. And I'm going to ask you guys to join me in raiding this freaking psycho. Yeah. Itchy's been on for like 14 hours and he's playing this kick-ass game. D, thanks for chilling. Let's go say hi to Itchy. D, have an awesome day. I hope I see you streaming tomorrow. I need to take a break. I'm running out of juice. Look at this. Dragon's Dogma. Thanks for raiding, guys. And I'll see you probably tomorrow morning.
Oh, dude, a fucking warlord raid? Let's go. Holy shit, he deserves.